at TMASTL.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
You got to be on acid to understand what's going on this show.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Cuts of the Week are brought to you by Bertarelli Cutlery. Visit them on the Hill or online at bertarellico.com. Cut 1.
So somebody microwaved leftover shrimp.
Me.
Oh, dude, you're
A monster.
yeah. That's a mean thing to do.
What are you doing? Well, so if I'm not mistaken, Jeff, you come back to the office and go, dude, somebody microwaved leftover shrimp.
Yeah.
And then they were eating it over the sink.
Yeah, no, in the kitchen, but yeah, in that same area. I unfortunately used a microwave right after this person.
And you could probably taste shrimp.
I smell as soon as the microwave door opened, I could smell it. I might as well have eaten shrimp.
I may do salmon this week just for the hell of it.
Good.
Oh, boy.
Just for the halibut.
Just for the hell of it. You may bring a salmon because that's a nice-smelling fish, salmon.
Cut
2. Guys, now that Plowboy and Jackson are finally working together, it's only a matter of time until they strike up an office romance. The real question is, who will be the bottom with these two fragile twinks? No. I could see that Mizzou, Illinois rivalry leading to rough butt play. Thanks. That's from the St. Charles Hermaphrodite.
Gosh. Sorry you had to hear that.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't ever consider myself a top in any scenario.
Clip that off.
You're a bottom?
I mean, just with my figure. And I'm kind of...
But yet you're wielding a large hog.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty flexible, too, and I think that's an important part to be a bottom. Because I think the top really just... obviously you need to take control, but you're not...
Okay.
You're not needing to be as limber.
Right. I agree with all that.
Can gay guys trib?
Cut 3.
You don't have a name like me, like masturbator.
What was that?
That was perfect.
Just came out of your mouth.
Wasn't that his text name?
Harrison's brother, Master.
Oh, okay. Well, he's was it insinuated?
Insinuated.
Insinuated?
Okay, it's going to drop to a clip real quick. It's amazing that a 2-second clip is
What are you saying? Insinuating that it's masturbator?
Cut.
I'll leave it at the 4.
Anyway, number 3
Sorry.
will be...
He's got another hit at 8:05.
Will be Brazil.
He's on 101 with Randy Character.
Tim, still talking.
I apologize.
You crossed the line now.
Yeah,
Thank you, Iggy. Iggy's my muscle.
I have the mic drop number 2.
Oh, good. What do we have?
You have to go onto the 101 app.
Canada. Number 1, United States of America.
Yes. I mean, when Larry starts going with these countries, Doug, do not interrupt him.
Yeah, he's going to go now. He read those off while we were talking.
All right. What's the mic drop number?
You have to go onto you have to download the 101 app, and then
That's not happening.
It's an option to do it. You can send a mic drop.
What's happening, Larry?
He's had enough.
You're hanging up on us?
I'm still waiting on the number for the mic drop.
You have to download the app.
You have to download the app.
You have to download the app.
Okay.
Cut 5.
Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, we're good. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're fine here. You?
Hey, you guys... can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you just fine. Mike! Mike! Well, I guess he's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is! What did you have to say to us today? Mike, anything else? Mike!
Hey, Doc.
Yeah!
Hey, Doc.
What?
When you in the hospital, did the nurse take a shower with you?
Did she do what?
The nurse took a shower with me when I was in the hospital, 2017.
She got
took a shower with me every day.
She actually got into the shower with you.
I like it, too.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did.
Cut 6.
We actually did that interview. Let it run ever. And the girl, half sound asleep, couldn't have known who she was talking to, and you're just spitting advice.
Juju, baby.
Like some veteran agent.
Well, let me tell listeners who just heard that maybe for the first time, a lot of editing in there. I mean, it wasn't a good interview, but there wasn't that much dead air.
You think Chris Ramey misrepresented what really happened?
Yes. I mean, no, it wasn't
charge.
It wasn't a bad interview. It wasn't a good interview. But all he did was take my questions and then and kept looping that in there. It only happened once. So there was a lot of editing.
Why were we interviewing her anyway?
Sometimes you hit and miss, Doug.
Well, who the hell was it?
That was Kai's friend. She's moved to California. I think she wants to get into porn.
And those were the cuts of the week.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, and a lot of people are sitting there, Ryan, with that 2.5% interest rate. And so they need cash right now, but they don't want to mess with that first mortgage. Well, you have a solution for them here with a home equity line of credit.
Absolutely. Folks got a great rate over the last few years, but they know they have equity, and they could really use that home equity now to get caught up on bills and just to get through the month. And that's why the home equity line of credit is a perfect product. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at tmastl.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis, you're listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After. It's the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour as we broadcast from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, Action Jackson with you here on the program. Text in, friends, Engineer Design Facilities, text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Call in the Steve Schmidt Key of North County phone lines 636-9004-TMA, or email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. And now, TMASTL.com, as the retired Air Marshal and Mr. Licks say they both should be the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Month. You can sign up, and then we will vote in a Jamaican papal conclave next week.
Well, we have the tall, pointy hats.
That's right, that's right.
And send out white smoke when we've reached a decision.
That's right, that's right.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Milagro Tequila, sponsor of our Listener of the Month, and you can sign up, TMASTL.com. Come on in. The water is warm. Plus, we're just giving things away here via the TMASTL app. Download that. It's easy as pie. Plus, it's the bee's knees. And you can listen to the show and segments anytime you want. TMASTL app. App contest to win tickets to the St. Louis Golf Expo. That's February 3rd through the 5th at the St. Charles Convention Center. And then app contest to win tickets to the Sunday Metallica show. Single-day tickets for Metallica's M72 World Tour. Those are being given away via the TMASTL app. Sign up, download. It's wonderful. And, Doug, snow is coming.
I know.
How do we handle it?
Up to 6 inches, I'm hearing.
8 inches is what I was seeing this morning.
How's that?
What do you mean, how's that possible, Plowhook?
I looked at my weather, I think, the other day. I don't remember that.
You don't remember snow in the forecast?
I don't remember that being the case.
Oh, we're going to get it. We're going to get hit. Sure we are. Oh, absolutely we are, yeah.
Well, we should figure out how bad it's going to be.
Doug, we should figure out how bad it's going to be.
Well, we have a guy right here who should know at the Strodecast.
Iggy, what do you have?
Well, I mentioned yesterday a dusting.
Okay.
Well, this ain't no dust.
You going to hang with that?
Yeah, now, if you live east of here in Podunk, Missouri, or west of here in
east of here, most of east of here is
Grasshopper
Illinois.
Hills, Missouri, wherever. St. Louis, no, not so much.
We're not going to get any snow.
I didn't say any. I said dusting.
And how much
do you
is
consider
it dusting?
4 inches of dusting?
No.
That would be greater than a dusting.
About an inch.
Ooh, sneezins, pleasins. Ooh, sneezins.
Just an inch.
About an inch.
And this is based on science?
A lot of our listeners are familiar with an inch.
Oh.
In Iggy's defense, it looks to be accurate on that.
Iggy is correct on the dusting?
Maybe not the dust. I don't know. Our definitions are different, but
they don't know either.
It's certainly
they don't know either.
It's certainly the eastern portion of Missouri. You know, kind of Sullivan, in between Bonne Terre, Farmington area.
That's where they're going to get hit the
It
hardest.
looks like that's where the winter storm warning is.
Most of the big snow goes where most of the tornadoes go.
All right.
Out there in those counties that you never heard of. You know, when they flash the tornado warning, you never see St. Louis, always Boone County and Macoupin County.
Doug, you had a tornado in your backyard.
Sure did. Well, it usually happens in areas where there isn't much going on because that's most of the landmass is small towns, farmland, not much going on.
I get that.
The cities only account for a small percentage of the land taken.
Yeah, if you live in Macoupin, I mean,
Macoupin gets everything.
come for the tornado, stay for the pancakes.
Just a quick reminder that Ken Strode Earhart said dusting, if that. That's from Beer Cat, so he wants that submitted on the record.
Yeah, he said that. And 1 inch would be a dusting. It's not, you can barely see it.
4 inches, you would have to acknowledge you may have been off with your model.
Yeah, 3 inches, I say I'd be off with my model.
Okay, well, there you go, Doug. This guy's putting it down here.
And you seem pretty confident about it. This is all based on science, right?
As confident as the professionals are.
Upload the golf video, you old bag of bones.
Why won't you do that?
Look, if I knew how to edit all that stuff back there, I'd go back there and take it off of Joey's hands. I don't know how. I mean, just watching him do it, I said, there's no way I could learn this. I mean, he's got 9 screens open. He's dragging stuff everywhere, pushing stuff together, splicing. I couldn't do that.
Oh.
And it's not my job anyway, so.
Well, if you could just upload it, it would be appreciated.
Well, I'd have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Tim, can you spank Jackson on the air for not posting the show on Spotify in a timely fashion yesterday? Jackson, come in here and get your spanking.
I don't want to be spanked.
Yeah.
Put that on.
Yeah, wait till next week.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
I got a feeling Lisa Ann will spank him.
I don't want to know if he's spanked.
No.
Do I have a say in it?
Yeah, you should. Unless you've been naughty.
Clip that off.
How many suitcases you bring? Because I think you're going to get like a little corner of a drawer for your...
1. Yeah. How many suitcases did one bring for a 4-day trip?
Well, I saw Lisa Ann when she was in Vegas for 4 days. She brought 6 suitcases.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
She did a time lapse of her checking into her room and her 6 suitcases. So I don't know how much room you're going to have for your clothes.
Well, she had to make a lot of appearances there, no doubt. Different parties and galas.
Yeah, you're right. You know about the avians.
No, I just assume that that's what's going on in Vegas if she goes.
Well, I think she'll probably change her wardrobe quite a bit here, too.
How about you? You'd put your closet up against anyone's.
No, I had to do laundry yesterday because I didn't have any shorts cleaned, so I had to do that.
Huh. Well, you got through it all right?
Doesn't look like it based on the facial reaction. It looks like a painful afternoon.
It was a day that's... I mean, none of these people in there had their fob thing.
Right.
We have to now get this little red... Looks it's like a little red piece of plastic you have to wave in front of the thing, not like a card. And all these people are coming... How do we get in? Go get a fob card. Can you let me in? God, it defeats the purpose. Because people are coming here that don't live here and doing their laundry and stealing laundry.
Really?
So the whole point of this fob card is you don't have one, you don't live here. I must have let 10 people in yesterday.
Well, who would take their laundry to an apartment complex?
I don't know.
You still got to pay. Do you have to pay for it? You still pay, don't you?
Yeah. I don't know why they would.
Seems like a hassle.
Anyway, it was a disaster yesterday.
Your thoughts on Iggy's disaster? Call in. Steve Schmidt, Kia, North County phone lines. 636-9004-T. I mean, we're going to do a press conference Tuesday here. So people get to call in and they get to ask questions. Doug, sometimes you will take questions. Most of the time you prefer just issue a statement of some kind. 636-9004-TMA. You can also text in Engineer Design Facilities. Text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Engineer Design Facilities sponsor of the text inbox. EDF.com. That's Engineered Design Facilities, sponsor of our text inbox, and you can contact them if you have visibility to your company or place of business's fire alarm security system. Then you can be a friend of the feather and support the sponsors. That's Engineered Design Facilities. Email them at fire@edf-rg.com or go online at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. EDF's fire division now testing, inspecting, and maintaining the fire system on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. It's engineered, designed facilities. Jackson and I... Jackson, can we do QFTA today?
So I have a meeting at 11:30.
Oh, board meeting?
No, yeah. goodandbad.com is doing a cash call. No, it's for our podcast software thing.
It's for our podcast software.
Yeah.
Who are you meeting with?
It's a Zoom meeting. Everybody who uploads podcasts is on it. So I don't know how long it's going to take, but once I'm done with that, I'm good to go.
All right. Who uploads podcasts here?
Any
Almost
producer.
nobody.
All the producers. Like anyone, all the producers were asked to hop on.
So like Rockio,
Marshy Marsh, T. Diddy.
Doug, what's this?
P. Diddy. P. Diddy.
Who uploads the Riz Show?
Probably Moon, if I had to guess. Maybe King Scott.
Well, you named 2 of the 3.
Yeah, so I'd say I think that's a good. I think I safely covered it. Yeah.
Yes.
Wish someone would upload the golf video.
Maybe Joey will be on the Zoom call. You can jump in there and talk to him.
All right.
Look, I don't know what to tell you.
No. About what? The laundry?
The golf video. I don't know.
It's probably accidentally deleted.
Oh, God.
Probably.
I
We'll just redo it.
I feel bad every time I see Joey. Every time this is brought up, and then I see Joey later in the afternoon. People are asking about the golf podcast, and he tells me what's going on with 9 different station things he's going to do, and we're low priority.
He's a busy guy. Busy guy.
He is. He does everything.
Yeah.
Him and Jake do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Well, if we could give him a hand, it'd probably be nice. If you could go in there and edit a little bit.
Well, we'll have a lot of content from Jamaica. Maybe it'll make up for you missing the golf videos for a while.
What sort of videos are you going to shoot?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I'm not.
Oh.
I'm sure.
We were told we had to.
Well, we
told we had to do what?
We were told to
upload all kinds of stuff to social media.
Yeah. I think Jesse's going to do a bunch of the filming.
So she's doing that and we don't have to?
And those will be done by
I
Christmas?
mean, you can put up there what you want. Like, if I take a nice picture of the sunset, I will tag Sandals Ocho Rios and tag the resort and do all that, but I'm not...
American Airlines, don't forget them.
I already packed.
Did you really?
Packed.
Oh, I'm good. I'm packed up, ready to go.
Nobody packs 5 days ahead of time.
It's pretty impressive, Plug.
Well, I mean, it's 20 degrees here, and I'm packing for 80 degrees, so it's pretty easy to pack things that I don't wear on a weekly basis.
You pack any sarongs?
Nothing scandalous yet. It's just standard issued stuff, but I'll obviously still pack toiletries the day of. But
then what do you do when you got 4 more days to use your toiletries here?
Well, I know I'm going to pack them up the day we leave.
Like about 3 in the morning.
Yeah, those aren't packed up, but the clothes are. One less thing to worry about. Yeah.
It'll take me 10 minutes to pack.
When the hell do you see Joey in the afternoon? You're back at your hovel by 10:15. It's from the old Appleton stepdad out on the rocking chair just waiting for the snow.
All right, late morning. How about that?
Old Appleton stepdad always fires one shot during the day.
He does.
It's kind of a drive-by, and we don't hear from him again. One good shot.
I'll be living in a box next to the Tums building after my sponsorship of the golf video. Thanks for nothing, Gino. Finish the effing video. That's from Steve in Wildwood.
Gosh.
Maybe he should leave a mic drop on 101 about it.
He wants that video. He wants his sponsorship ad to play.
Can someone upload the Bill Wagner interview already? That's from fan page club champion Aunt Peg.
It's Bob Wagner.
I edited it yesterday, and if Flowsy wants to use it for a best of, it's in there. Just something extra. And I also interviewed Johnny Weir.
Nice.
And I edited Bruce Jenner, formerly Bruce Jenner.
Harrison's brother Master says he's coming in peace this morning. This is a change for him, Doug. This guy, Jackson, he's on your Mount Rushmore, right?
You better believe it.
He's usually a cockleburr in your saddle.
He says, guys, I come to you in peace this morning. I'm 100% simply trying to help this great program. We absolutely, and then he puts it in caps, have to fix Ken's breathing.
Oh.
It's horrendous.
Oh, he's crestfallen.
There is zero chance the production staff doesn't hear this.
Well, we
Please fix it. Thank you. That's from Harrison's brother Master.
If we did hear it, we would make fun of it more, but we don't hear it.
Give me those hats over there.
Hats for bats.
Oh, no.
What hats?
Oh, we're going back to the
we're going to go
stocking cap. Okay.
We're going to go.
It's going to look great for Doug. You have 2 sound stories today, don't you?
I do.
Twin Bill.
10:30 and 12.
How do you do?
Busman special.
Let's play two.
If you're interested in a sound story, Friends of the Feather, mysoundstory.com. Doug's available. I'm available. Jackson's a hot little dish himself, along with John Hewlett, Learn, Randy Character, and Courtney Landrum did her first this past Friday. There's the microphone 2. And then Riz and Moon are available. So that's a 3-rap shoot on the mic.
Right.
So Harrison's brother Master, Iggy, has taken steps to help the breathing.
I wonder if his voice will even be able to be heard through all that material.
Can you hear me?
Nurse?
Yeah. Okay, well, that should fix it.
To be honest, the breathing is much worse when listened to on the YouTube feed compared to the radio. It's from the 636. Who listens on the radio? Be curious.
It's hard to find.
Well, not that. It's not necessarily hard to find. It's just I would think at this point most people listen using their phone. Most younger people anyway listen using their phone. Does anybody do anything? I'm confused. Conference room at break. Tell Siggy CPAP we'll be traveling to Jamaica. Ridiculous. That's from the management. DBA, my dreams are bisexual / Viking cheerleader / you can't have a mother if you're not married. HD2 equals no aux.
I have no idea what any of that meant.
We gotta take at least one of those stocking caps off.
We're having an issue with the audio level.
Is it really muffled?
It's super muffled.
Oh, at least one has got to go there, Ken.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, I'll take them all. I don't really give a crap about
Okay.
There you go.
Just don't be crestfallen.
That's better.
Okay. Then he just threw them.
Oh, boy. Like we're off to a bad start.
Don't let these people get you down.
I'm just tired of hearing it every day.
That's part of the gag.
From one or two people.
They're going to say that whether they hear anything or not.
Well, it's just stupid.
All right. But you shouldn't be called Siggy CPAP.
I don't even use a CPAP.
I
You
have
do.
to. I know.
Of course, I don't know if I snore or not.
It's a combination of the two of us, I guess. Siggy CPAP.
Manuple eligible says I listen to the radio on my 40-minute commute to work. There you go. How about that? I'm sure some people do.
Yeah. That's really the only way I listen to
it's interesting.
radio shows is on the radio. I guess it's a generational thing.
Yeah, I guess it is, because I'm listening to almost exclusively podcasts when I'm driving around or working out. Sometimes when I'm just at home working, it's on in the background. And I really like watching YouTube interviews. If KG and O-Town does wind up working here full time, I would love to be able to do that with podcasts and have video for the podcasts as well.
Well, sure. Yeah. He's quite a up-and-comer, this guy.
Oh, he's being trained on Thursday by the Plowhawk, is that correct?
Yep.
There you go.
I kind of hope he comes in like when I come in. Well, not that early, but like maybe come in here like 6:15 so we can
knock out some of it early.
Well, it's easier to train somebody like instead of showing them how to run the board in the afternoon. It's probably best to show him exactly how I get ready for.
I concur, Plowhawk.
I think it's just easy.
He's an early riser. He'd be willing to.
No. I need to text with him. So yeah, he'll be here training it up, and not sure if we've discussed how we're gonna put it on the app and our podcast. I'm going to load it up.
I'll take care of that. Don't worry about that.
I didn't know if we could do any of that remote.
We'll be good.
How about you just simply move your mouth back from the microphone? It's true. The breathing is real.
Oh.
You see where I'm at right now?
Doug, do you see it?
Yeah. He's about the same place everyone else is.
No, when I talk, I go like this. When I'm not talking, I'm like this.
Is that right? You move? I just sit here. But do you move, Doug, throughout when you're talking?
Not a lot. I don't think that usually.
Great idea, Tim. You always have great ideas. That's from KG and O-Town. I'll be there bright and early, Boo. That's from KG and O-Town, so I guess I'll be there bright and early, Plow.
Mm-hmm.
Word up. That works for me. A lot easier.
Word up. That just means okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe KG and O-Town can also take care of the golf videos when he's in next week. It's from the 573.
Well, clearly he can edit video.
I guess Mr. Licks went to his Starbucks in Festus. I swear he said Frontenac Starbucks. I'm here with my lawyers and accountants to go over personal balance sheets.
Oh.
Morrison was wacko. So they're having a meeting today to compare balance sheets at the Frontenac Starbucks.
Yeah, that's where you do it. You wouldn't do it in an office somewhere. Who compares balance sheets anyway?
We got to have a tournament of balance sheets on the show with the listers.
Yeah. Who do you think would win?
I mean, whoever posts the most on the fan page.
I guess Biff would be right up there.
I would venture to guess he has no balance sheets.
Oh, I think he does.
I would bet heavily he does. I listen on the app and I don't hear any breathing. Don't let these dork fats get to you, Iggy. That's from Who's Your Daddy.
Right.
There you go. There you go. The support is there.
And certainly don't be crestfallen.
I'm not crestfallen. I'm just tired of the same shtick.
Well, is it a shtick or is it real? That's the question.
I don't know, but it just gets annoying.
But if it's real, then it's something we need to tend to. It's not personal.
I've been talking to Santa for a year, so we've tended to nothing.
But this Siggy CPAP line, that really dug deep. They got both of us.
Siggy CPAP. Mr. Licks has issued a response. I guess this is actually going to happen. If you're really there, I will be there in 60 seconds, bitch. I live right down the street, and I don't want internally prepared financials. I want an audit from PwC. No goodwill or intangible value crap. That's from Mr. Licks.
PwC, is that Price Waterhouse? What's the C for? Cooper.
All right, well, go and take a picture of you standing in Starbucks
That'd be the
with all your
greatest if they
paperwork.
did this.
How many people care?
It's a link on the
outside of
TMA fan page banner. Two guys with some balance sheets and lawyers. Coffee shop.
Yeah, let's see. You're sitting there in the background. There'll be three guys on a laptop writing their screenplay. And then you'd post a picture of you with all of your spreadsheets sitting there.
A lot of screenplays get written there.
Well, they act like they're working on that.
Oh.
Doing some good writing today, Bill?
All right.
Yeah, I am. Okay. Another coffee? Just act like they're important.
Aren't those places like where you're most likely to get hacked when you share public Wi-Fi in a place like that? That's what I've read. That the hackers know that people are using the public Wi-Fi at places like that, and that's where they get you.
There's a lot of hacking going on.
Oh, yeah.
I get so many videos, and it's always the same one. Hey, did you see who died? I think you know them.
Yeah.
Like 6 times.
Yeah. That's a virus.
I don't click on it, but...
And they steal other people's names and send them to you. So you think you're getting a message from one of your friends.
Yeah, they've been hacked.
Yeah.
So when I see it, I will delete it, but then I will reach out to that person with a message and say, I think you've been hacked.
Yeah.
Whether they see it or not, I don't know, because they've been hacked. You have nothing better to do with your life than to try and steal people's Facebook.
Yeah, really.
Wonder what it pays.
They must get something out of it, or they wouldn't keep doing it.
I'd talk dirty to a bunch of losers for, a good amount of money.
You talk dirty to them?
Well, like, kind of what Iggy runs into and what Larry runs into, too, is girls messaging, and they're like bots.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Sometimes they get right to it. They say, have you heard about the new program, such and such? They just get right to it. Does anyone fall for that? Anybody?
They didn't even try to butter you out.
No.
Well, it's not, I don't know. It was the laundromat yesterday. I told this girl, and I don't know what happened, but she's very attractive. There's one attractive girl in there, and she was using the big washing machine thing.
Well, sure she was.
And she kept throwing money in there, and it wouldn't go. So she put a note up there that said, I put so much money in here, it did not work, and she put her phone number down there.
Uh-oh.
And I saw like 3 dudes walk over and start writing it down. So I actually called her, and I said, just to let you know.
So you wrote it down as well?
No, it was sitting right there, so I called her while I was looking at it. And I said, just to let you know, there were like 3 dudes that just wrote your phone number down after you put it up in the laundromat, so just be careful if you open anything you don't know from, because there'll probably be some D-pics in there.
Oh.
Hello, Vivian?
Was her name Vivian?
I don't know what her name is.
Did you have a nice conversation with her?
No, I just said.
You left a message.
I just said, I saw your message on the washing machine. I just want to let you know there were 3 guys that walked up and all wrote down your phone number. So be careful.
Okay, 4 counting you.
Well, I just was warning her. I didn't write it down. I called it while I was looking at it.
All right.
I guarantee you 2 of them send D-pics.
Well, how could you guarantee that?
Why are they writing down her number?
Well, sometimes you might write down just to say, hi, I saw you in the laundromat. It doesn't necessarily have to go to a D-pic, does it?
I think that's where it'll go.
Just immediately?
You think those guys are gonna start
I saw the dudes. I think they're D-pick guys.
How can you tell?
Oh, Doug.
I can tell.
You can tell exactly.
That's the first move. If you're really interested in a girl, that's the first thing you do.
They didn't talk to her.
I know what they
She's
saw.
very
her.
attractive, which is unusual. I don't see many in the laundromat. I didn't talk to her.
Well,
I was trying to find soap to steal.
You find any?
No, there were too many people in there.
Oh.
Doug has put up a Gallup poll on the TMA fan page on Facebook. Come on in and join. Do you hear the breathing while listening to TMA?
Okay. Uh-oh.
He's in full crest.
Full crest.
Full crest. No, I mean, you think people are going to take it seriously? The people that can't stand me or don't like me or want to cause crap will vote yes. Then you'll have 50 on there, and then you'll go talk to somebody and say, can we fix this mic? 50 people say they hear breathing, and probably one of them do.
My guess is half of the yeses Iggy has blocked.
Jackson, you see the text inbox, correct? It's Engineering Design Facilities.
Yeah.
Have you been reading it this morning?
Yep.
Okay, so therefore, I know you don't see it, Iggy, you don't see it, Doug, you don't see it, Plow. Plow, do you have it up?
No, I kind of wish I did, but I don't know the new login, so there's not.
The reason I'm doing it is I would say that a number of numbers who aren't necessarily usual texters have texted in after the discussion saying, it's absolutely real, I love Iggy, but it absolutely is real. So it's not necessarily like a bit, so to speak, or a sketch for that point. And then therefore, I would like to see if there is a way to tend to it.
Yeah, we can, if it is in fact people, not playing a shtick, then we can get it taken care of.
Yeah, maybe I just won't breathe.
No, that we'll make sure that you can still receive oxygen and blow out carbon dioxide.
Doug, is it carbon dioxide?
Yeah.
You exhale carbon dioxide, you inhale oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make sure that you're still able to get oxygen, but just that the mic won't pick it up.
So go vote on the Gallup poll or give your explanation in the thread. It's on the TMA fan page.
Oh, man. Yeses are whooping.
Yeah, of course they are.
To be perfectly honest, I've heard it before, but I haven't heard it in a while. I have heard it before.
I have never heard it.
I don't hear it either. That's why it's not something that we can, but we want to fix it if it's an issue for the audience. I mean, it's just something.
And if I'm remembering correctly about when I did hear it, it wasn't inhale I was hearing, it was the exhale I was hearing.
Well, I do a lot of sighing on the show, so maybe that's what you hear.
Very good.
Oh, you got so many of these yeses blocked. I can just tell when I look at your block.
Plowhawk, you're doing a sample on the voters.
Oh, yeah.
The exit polls.
I've noticed 8 that I know Iggy has blocked.
Manistar and
That's your usual suspects in
Blocking?
Well, he's either got everybody blocked or who he doesn't have blocked, they have him blocked. I don't know how he has any. I don't even know why he's on Facebook.
I don't think he's on there anymore.
I think he is. Because somebody, every once in a while, if I see a thread about me and there's 13 comments and I see one.
No, he's not on the page anymore, Iggy.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody said Manistar made 5 comments out of the 13 you're missing. So.
Well, I just typed in the members of the page and the admin back end, and he is no longer on there.
He's taking a cleanse.
He's taking a cleanse.
We probably didn't see
Colonic?
anything. I mean, he's got half the page blocked, and the other half has him blocked, so he can't see anything anyway. I don't know why he'd
So
be on
much
the page.
blocking.
So basically, the fan page is him
It's
talking
empty.
to
Yeah.
him.
Why would he be on there?
I love the fan page.
Do you?
I'm obsessed with this GD show and having my Sally tossed. I never notice it or hear it on HD2, podcast, etc. That's from the Recovering Alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves. Meanwhile, Josh Bob Bill, Doug, and he's down in Tampa, I believe, says the breathing is real. It's hard to ignore.
Really?
So that's the thing. It's interesting that some people hear it and some people don't.
Well, maybe some of you people are deaf and you turn your YouTube all the way up and you hear everything.
You think that's what it is?
Well, when I watch ASMR videos, and it's say it's a haircut one, so you want to hear the clipping of the scissors. So I turn it up, and you can hear the girl breathing. Now I'm going to cut your bangs. You hear it because you're so close to the mic and you got it all the way up.
Well, sure.
If I turned it down normal, I wouldn't hear that, but then I wouldn't hear the clippers. So how about you turn your YouTube volume down?
Okay, here we go.
Clean out your ears.
Yep. Just put it on mute.
You know, get an ear cleaning. I got one. When did I get one? Last Wednesday I got one.
Mr. Licks has what might be a solution here. He says, it'll be interesting when you guys are in Jamaica. If you can still hear the breathing there, it's an Iggy problem. If you can't, then it's a studio mic problem. Mr. Licks, how about that?
Yeah.
This Mr. Licks,
boy,
right in the middle of this balance sheet showdown at the
Sharp
front
as a
next
tack.
Starbucks.
We'll go back and listen to a TMA live, see if you hear it.
I think it'd probably be a lot easier to use somebody else's mic in this studio than judge a remote broadcast in another country.
Plowhawk right there, and he's not even part of the balance.
Well,
Possible wind is a factor.
Yeah, I mean, you're just talking about a lot of factors. It could be the best mic in the world, and you're still going to know that you're on remote outside.
Yeah.
And there'll be like 6 mics open, so how would you know it's mine?
No one else gets accused of breathing into the mic because no other person on the dais is mouth effing the mic like Iggy is. That's from Uncle Dad. You like the name Uncle Dad?
I don't really like it.
It raises more questions than answers.
Yeah, it does.
Well, you would know about mouth effing.
Oh.
Uncle Dad.
It is real. I mean, the guy has smoked for 60 years. I love Iggy, but it's true. That's from Stephen Wildwood, and he won Caller of the Year?
I believe he did. Yeah. And then tried hard to sponsor the golf video. We took his check, I think.
Oh, yeah, check cleared.
Yeah. About the video, well, we just don't know.
That's the answer. Doug, could you tell us about our title sponsor, whose name is Ryan Kelly?
Well, we do know about him. Everybody's been hit hard by inflation. Ryan Kelly has a program to help you through it if you're looking to buy a house. If high interest rates are keeping you on the sidelines in a search for a home, the Inflation Deflation Program from Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, will put you right back in the game. After you're pre-approved with the home loan expert, they will enroll you in their interest rate rewind program. That means your interest rate will be 2 full points lower than today's rate for the first year of your loan, and then 1 point lower in year 2, and after that, your interest rate will then adjust to today's current rate. Once you close on your new home with Ryan Kelly's team, you'll be enrolled in the VIP Refi program. That way, when interest rates drop, and they will drop, the home loan expert team will refinance your loan to the new lower rate with no fees. All you have to do is make 6 months of payments after your closing, and you can get locked in at that lower rate. Now, that is some VIP service. Find out more about the Inflation Deflation Program at thehomeloanexpert.com. Thank you, Ryan Kelly. Thank you, Sir Mortgage.
Ryan Kelly, title sponsor of this award-winning radio program. Munganess is the sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour in Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. We're going to have to do it tomorrow, the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Doug, ball's in the air tomorrow, not Thursday.
Really?
Yeah, they don't want to go up against the AFC NFC Championship. So Torrey Pines plays Wednesday to Saturday.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Munganess, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. Have a secret number for our listeners.
Yeah.
You have the number?
314-252-0029.
That's right. And what you're going to do there, you can either call or text, and you're communicating directly with Jamie Burke, our general manager, Clayton Patterson, or Peter Munganast, and now you have an official in.
It's a line that gets you straight to the muckety-mucks.
The muckety-mucks!
And they've got me in a Toyota Highlander right now. Gosh, I love that SUV. Oh, it's wonderful.
They're the best.
Got the third row back seat, yeah.
Go online, shopping there, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com, where you can call the secret number or text the secret number. Now you're texting directly with them. What's that number again?
314-252-0029.
There it is. Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota. Sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour and the Daily Fantasy Sports Show here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After, along with being the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Send your emails in for today's taping of the Tim McKernan Show podcast, QFTA. Questions, comments, erotic stories, fantasies. What are your fantasies? Send them in and let me and Jackson read them and get turned on as we're in tight quarters. Yeah. It's effing naughty. I like it a lot. I like doing my podcast because I get turned on.
Really? By your own voice?
Mm-hmm. I like being there with a young boy and reading dirty stories from older men.
Oh.
That's my podcast. That's why I went to journalism school.
Yeah. A lot of us wonder why we went to journalism school. I guess at least you have an answer.
I'm a huge Iggy fan. I've heard the breathing, and it 100% is coming from Iggy's microphone. Now, whether it's a microphone issue or Iggy's potential heavy breathing, I don't know. Regardless, never change, Iggy. That's from Scott's wrinkled ballsack, not from his wife, though.
Well, it is the mic. I mean, we've explained this.
So then what if I sat where Iggy sat and he sat where I sat, Doug? Maybe then we could have, would that be a placebo?
I guess it could be. Or we could take this mic and plug it into Iggy's, just straight out the mic.
I do not want to use Mic 5. Mic 5 does not, it doesn't do it for me. And I just think you're going to deal with the same problems because you switch mics and somebody else can. I mean, it's look at where everybody else is on the board compared to Iggy. I mean, this is Iggy. Like he's barely above
low.
half, and everybody else is jacked up. So it's definitely his mic. I'm not saying he doesn't breathe, but we all breathe.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug.
What?
Hey, Tim. I'm a single 25-year-old girl, and I love Iggy breathing. I wish he would breathe on my neck.
Oh.
I have 10 other friends just like me that feel the same way.
Really?
All attracted to Iggy that have no self-awareness or self-control. It's from the 314.
Hi, Bill.
Oh, you think that was Bill?
Jackson, was that Joey that just walked by?
Was that Joey that just walked by? I do not know.
Cave.
I was going to go grab him and bring him in.
I wouldn't do
I
that.
don't think that would be a good idea. I don't think that would be fair.
Well, he could just tell us what's going on. He tells me what's going on, so I pass
I
it
wouldn't
along.
put somebody on Front Street.
Front Street.
You like that?
I kind of like it.
I like that a
Oh,
lot.
that's a good one, right? Yeah.
Doug, Blues and Sabres tonight, but the news of the day yesterday, Aaron Goldsmith, WDs from the field, and now the Cardinal television voice, Chip Caray. Aaron Goldsmith last night going to the Twitter tweets and saying, I was fortunate to grow up on St. Louis Cardinal baseball. It will always be extremely special to me, but after 10 years, I've found a new home. Seattle is where I'm supposed to be, and calling Mariners baseball is what I love to do. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And then the second tweet was, and thank you to the Cardinals for allowing me to use this to leverage it into a 35% increase and a 5-year deal. He didn't say that, but that's what that was. It's in the second part of the tweet. So I tip my cap to him on that.
Yeah, good for him. 10 years is a long time to be in a new city. You can see how he could feel like he's just as much a Seattle guy as a St. Louis guy now, spending that much time there, having the success that he's had. The whole thing just makes me sad because I like Dan McLaughlin so much, and I hate what happened to him. It just makes me sad. I think Chip Caray is a great hire, about as seamless and comfortable a hire as you could have. A guy who's got a track record of success. Again, he's from here, and that seems to matter a lot to people from St. Louis. He's extremely talented. He's extremely professional. He'll be terrific. I think they did as good as they possibly could have done.
There was a fake Chip Caray Twitter account that got 660 followers in a matter of hours. It wasn't even him.
Really?
Yeah, people were thanking him and congratulating him. You're going to love this city, man.
I'm a little surprised he would come.
I'm shocked, too.
I mean, he's been in Atlanta a long time. It's probably a better team, much bigger, more thriving city. He's been out of St. Louis for years.
Went to Parkway West.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that he took the job, but I guess that speaks as to how valuable that job is in the eyes of people in the business.
Yeah, my guess, because we don't know. I mean, we don't know the terms, and I'm obviously joking about the Aaron Goldsmith thing, but he is. I mean, Mariners fans were really concerned he was going to leave. That was God bless, good for him.
Yeah.
And so I think the Mariners made sure that didn't happen, and so he withdrew. And then also it could just be a preference, and good for him. I mean, he's comfortable there. I don't know what his family situation is. I mean, he interned at KFNS, but it's not like I know him or have any. I haven't had contact with him since he was on our show like 7 years ago. But anyway, if Chip Caray's contract was coming up next year, and the Braves were like, well, we don't want to go beyond X number of years. The Cardinals were saying we'll do, this number of years. That may give him, because I would guess at this point, an increase of 10%. That's not why somebody at 56, 7 years old jumps. I don't think. I mean, it depends on what your situation is. He has had a very successful career, so the comfort level, the Cardinals' ambition to have him be the guy, and I'm sure the personal element of having his grandfather as the voice of the Cardinals in 50s and 60s, correct, Doug?
Yeah.
And how much baseball means to St. Louis in comparison to Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta's a thriving and growing city. I mean, on a completely different trajectory than St. Louis over the last few decades, but baseball's importance to St. Louis is much greater than Atlanta's.
Yeah.
Or baseball's importance to Atlanta's.
Well, I'm sure he'll love working with Brad Thompson, one of the nicest guys that you'd ever meet. Funny guy, great analyst. I don't know if that's a factor. You never know what kind of personnel problems or issues someone has in some other city that makes them eager to move. I'm just surprised that he would do it. I think the Cardinals came out smelling like a rose, as well as they could in the situation anyway.
Yeah.
I can't imagine who they would hire that would have gone over better with the fans.
Your thoughts on Chip Caray getting the job, 314-881-TMA5, 314-881-TMA5. A vanilla move by the Cardinals, in my opinion. Can't even sign a targeted announcer. I'm sure DeWallet refused to give him free parking, and that dropped the whole deal. That's from the Butch of Arnold, first of his name.
Who's a targeted broadcaster?
Well, maybe they look at Goldsmith as a targeted broadcaster.
All right. Well, he didn't want it.
Yeah.
So they went with another guy who's been doing it for a long time.
Hey, guys, Aaron Goldsmith took one look at a bunch of husky B-fibs wobbling around the right field terrace on his Zoom interview with bow tie and decided to stay in Seattle for his cholesterol's benefit. That's from Big Tough. That isn't in the report I've read.
No, they have high cholesterol in Seattle, too.
Well, it's plain and clear. Seattle's a better city, and the Mariners are a better team. Well, it's true. And I love St. Louis, and I love the Cardinals, but come on. Yeah. I mean, Seattle is one of the most booming cities. This is like the Nashville of the Pacific Northwest. The place is just booming every day. The Mariners are just young studs at every position.
But they've sucked for a long time.
Oh, they have. No, I get it. I'm talking as of right now, not in the past 10 years. I get that. But it's just a more exciting club and a really growing, fast-paced, cool area. I don't blame them one bit.
10 years is forever to be in another town. I mean, you start to feel like you're more of a Seattle guy than
this
a
is
St.
my
Louis
10th
guy.
year or 11th year in St. Louis, and this is much more my hometown than Canton.
It happens.
Now, just a guess, but I think if Chip Caray would have went to the Braves and said, look, they're offering me this, we'll give you 5 years, he'd have probably stayed. But if he's a lame duck announcer and his contract's up after this year and they don't want to go any further than that, well, you do what you got to do. But I think if the Braves would have came back and said, we want you here 5 years, and I think he'd have probably said yes.
No, well, you never know. Never know.
Guys, I've always enjoyed Chip Caray, even dating back to his Cubs days on WGN. I think he'll be a great fit. That's from the 618.
Yeah, he's terrific.
Yeah, I think he's rock solid. But I also, from my standpoint, personally, at this point in 2023, I can't really tell much of a difference from one to the other. That's the way that the teams want it, and that's the way that I think the league wants it. I think perhaps in some markets where you have baseball that's more on the periphery of the region's interest level, you may have more freedom to be more creative. But for the most part, I don't really hear much of a difference.
Yeah.
That's my...
I'm sure they'd rather play it safe, be cautious. They don't want someone who might say something politically incorrect or something to get them fired or bring unwanted attention to a club, like the Tom Brenneman thing. If you get too much personality, I guess you risk that. In this day and age, you want someone who plays it right down the middle. Someone you can trust and been around a while. And that's what they got. I don't think anyone listens to Chip Caray and says, gosh, he's horrible, I can't take it. No one will say that. He'll be very good. And I think within a month or two, we'll say, oh, yeah, this is a comfortable fit.
It is funny, though, and I think Chip Caray is a great hire. But it's so St. Louis Cardinal that the guy they wanted doesn't want to come here. It's like every free agent they've ever wanted to sign has said, St. Louis, much appreciated, but I'm going to stay where
Well, is it possible that Chip Caray was their first choice and Goldsmith, trying to save face, said, no, I'm going to withdraw?
Could have been. I would be surprised. Goldsmith is younger, has more of the exciting calls. I'm not sure really what they were looking for, but I'd say it has more in the tank, I guess, if you're looking for extremely long term.
I guess if Goldsmith wanted to smooth things over with his employers with the Mariners and found out that Chip Caray was going to get the job, he might say, you know what, I don't want the St. Louis job. I'm withdrawing. I love it here too much. You don't know.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get it. I have no idea who their first choice was.
There was a guy on Facebook yesterday. I responded to him. It wasn't the fan page, it was Facebook.
This would be a show.
But he was
It really should. This is what Pepper and Genie could be.
he was critiquing the hire.
Just your interactions on Facebook.
And
Let me open up a DMs.
he was critiquing the hire, and he goes, terrible hire. They need to hire someone that's going to be around for 40 years. This guy's 59 years old. And then he named, what about Ramsey, Charlie Slows?
Charlie Slows, who's that?
Who that? That guy sounds 80.
He's in Washington with Bob Carpenter. You mentioned Bob Carpenter. What about those guys? I said, dude, those guys are mid-60s, and Bob Carpenter's almost 70.
He was saying they want someone who'll be around 40 years.
And I said,
that's asking a little much.
I said, who was the last TV broadcast for the Cardinals that had been there for 40 years?
Nobody.
And when he responded, Mike Shannon, I said, I can't respond anymore to this. And then he blocked me.
I mean, Scully, I mean, you got Euchre. Those guys calling to their 80s, even if carrying their 30 years. Is that okay? 20 years? I think that's fine.
It seems like a lot of the really old-timers have been on radio for the most part. Like Euchre. I think he does the radio.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I meant that job in general, TV or radio. I mean, that's something. It doesn't matter if you're 50 or 60. If you have the quick wit.
Yeah. Ben Scully, I think, was on radio and TV both, I think.
He started at 22 or whatever.
Yeah, 19. He was 12, I think, when he first did the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Well, back in the day.
What a career, man. Like, that is really wild.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, I think a lot of those guys would do innings in the radio and then go to the TV, and the TV would go to the radio. And I'm pretty sure Don Sutton with Atlanta did that, that he would do a couple innings on the radio, then he'd switch over to the TV booth. So you weren't hiring two different crews. You just had guys going back and forth.
I think McLaughlin probably did Cardinal games on TV longer than anyone else in history. I don't think anyone's even close.
Probably so. I would agree with you.
Jack Buck was
25 years.
Predominantly radio, obviously, but he would pop in and do a few innings back in the day.
Yeah, you're right.
But back then, you only had like 10 games on the
That's another
TV.
element. You're right.
And I think Chris Kerber's got the record for the Blues now on the radio. Because he's been there like
2001.
20 some odd years.
It says a lot that this savvy, educated fan base that have enough attention to detail on their helmet nachos, they'll make it known if they feel shorted on nacho cheese and sour cream, all got hoodwinked by a phony Chip Carey Twitter account. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener, who might be going into the Hall of Fame. I think he will.
I would think so, at least by the Veterans Committee. After his emailing days are over. When he's too old to write a good email, the Veterans Committee will take a look at it.
Hey guys, can KG and O-Town at least get the daily bit of an old man's musing on random Facebook interaction sponsored if we're going to be forced fed it 5 times a week? Thanks. That's from Big Tough.
Well, I was just giving you an idea of what people were saying about Chip Carey and how this guy made no sense, so I thought I'd throw that out there.
Derek Gould reported that Goldsmith said that the drag racing in downtown Seattle is better than St. Louis, and that's why he turned them down. Dogtown Astrovan. Is that right?
I don't think there's any downtown area that has better drag racing than we do. I can't imagine it. The fact that we even have to talk about it is pretty incredible.
What area has it? Is it
Wash U, baby.
a street they just kind of
Wash
block
Ave.
off? And
Well, they go right down Broadway.
It's Broadway. Wash Ave. Is it really on Washington Avenue?
No, I meant just when I worked in the landing and went that way to get back, you would see them getting ready at like 5:30, like, and that's why they put the barricades on each, like, to make it a 1 or 2 lane highway or 2 lane road there, going from the Dome. Because
instead of barricades, why don't they go and arrest the people? Say you're not going to do this. That you were going 70 miles an hour in a 30. Sorry.
why? All they'll do is tell them to go home to their mom and
Yeah,
dad.
I know. That's the whole
Well, I
process.
am very
is
much
screwed
so
up.
anti-police chases and very much so residential areas. Don't know if statistically that's the best thing. And I'm not saying
Well, you can't just let them get away with it.
That's why you do a little bit of police work. You know, you license plate. You know, you look at security footage. I don't know. It's just me.
You remember when Washington Avenue was the red light district in St. Louis?
I don't.
Really?
Well, I didn't go do a lot of shopping down there.
Washington Avenue is where all the hookers would.
Really?
Is that right?
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Probably 40 years ago, maybe 35. I think I was in my mid-20s. We'd always go by there and you just see them all strolling Wash Avenue.
Yeah. When I was that age, the landing was a big spot to go to. But I went to Washington Avenue.
There weren't a lot of hookers down there.
Well, I wasn't looking for hookers.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Probably because of the breeze.
If you're looking for hookers, you can let us know where to find them. 314-881-TMA5. A lot of people unhappy with the Plowhawks Seattle take. Can Plowsy expound on his comparison of Seattle being an up-and-coming Nashville? That's from James Velez Mitchell. Yes, that's correct. And then, let's see, there was another one.
Well, it's becoming more of a transient city. I think a lot of people like the Pacific Northwest. And if you've ever been there, I've never been there.
Yeah, that's what one of these people wanted to know if you had been there. Says it's a dump.
It is not a dump. Well, in recent years, it's come under a lot of trouble. I was there in 2018. It was gorgeous, booming, beautiful city. All kinds of stuff going on, all kinds of things to do, right on the water. Everything looked brand new, but the homeless problem was just starting. They were just starting to poop on the streets and sleep all over the place. And then, they Antifa people came and wreaked havoc on it for a while, the downtown area.
Yeah, just in general, it is or was a very much so growing city. I like that Pacific Northwest area. I think I would like to live there more so than...
Yeah.
Midwest there certainly has its positive. I love St. Louis. I'm just saying if a guy's been there 10 years, I mean, he's more so now a Seattle, whatever they call him, more so than a St. Louisan.
Seattleite.
Is that what it is? Seattleite? Is that really what it is?
That's nice.
The Seattlean? I think Seattle.
That's a tough one.
Home of Microsoft.
It's expensive.
It's a beautiful city. When I was there, it was really beautiful. I don't know how much they could have trashed it in the last 5 years, but in 2018, it was really a neat place.
Well, St. Louis is molasses, so I know the St. Louis and how they grow in terms of...
We don't stack up real well against any or very many major cities anymore.
What do you mean?
In terms of what's going on, the direction we're headed, the crime...
But I love it. It's a perfect city for me. Like, size-wise, a lot to do. People are really nice, down to earth, very much so my style of city.
Look, I'll put our crime up against anybody.
Well, New Orleans beat us out on the murder front. I think if you set out to try to ruin a city, you couldn't do it any more effectively than our current politicians are doing. Let the criminals rule. Don't charge them. Release them.
Lose
defund
money
the police.
that you get.
Yeah, if you wanted to chase residents out, if you wanted businesses to leave the city, if you want restaurants to leave, if you want people to be afraid to go downtown, you've done it. Congratulations. You got just what you tried to do, apparently.
You got that ballpark village. I don't know if it's a bubble necessarily, but I mean, it feels like you're not downtown. I'm not saying I love going to Ballpark Village, but I think it's a great asset to a city that is losing a lot of local bars and restaurants. I think that's a place you can kind of gather with the public. There's
what would be left if it weren't for Ballpark Village?
Well, there'd be nothing. That's why I'm bringing it up. I mean, it's kind of just like the Mecca now. Love it or hate it. There are positive and negative to it, but at least that is a place you can go and...
I give all kinds of credit to the people trying their darndest to save it. The Taylors building the soccer stadium and the DeWitts building up Ballpark Village. I mean, they're doing what they can. City Foundry, they redid that, the Armory. And now they're breaking into cars so fast that people don't want to go down there. They got them at the Fox last night or the night before. Dozens of cars broken into. City Foundry, the Armory. They're all just getting broken into, and they just let them go. Oh, you're 15? Okay. Go away now.
I was at Maggio's a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, downtown location. By the way, it's absolutely stunning in there. Like, what Eddie did was unbelievable. But, like, you got to give credit to Eddie. I mean, that area wasn't the best before the soccer stadium. He, wanted to stay in the city. And I think, what great resources he has now with the soccer stadium right next to it. But
yeah, I hope it works well. I wish him the best. It does look like a great place.
But
you got to you got to get the problem solved of people breaking into cars. Who's going to want to go down there? You want to go down and deal the next 4 hours with your car that got broken into, knowing that if they catch the person, nothing's going to happen to him anyway?
I'll leave mine with no possessions in it and unlocked.
Crime pays in St. Louis. It pays.
Yeah.
They get your stuff and nothing happens to them.
A broken window in your car is like it's that gray area honey hole to where it's just enough to where you're basically just paying your deductible and insurance isn't paying any of it. I've done that like in college, like after my second window being broken, I had to pay like $480 out of pocket. I'm like, I'm done with this.
Oh, yeah.
Just left my car unlocked and...
How many times are you going to have that happen before you say, well, I'm not going down there anymore?
Oh, it's true, yeah. I mean, I live there, so a little bit more... I mean, not downtown, but in the city.
Yeah. It's really sad. Because it wasn't like that just a few years ago. It wasn't.
I don't know. Central West End was kind of, that was like the mecca of car break-ins. When we were at Pershing, at 920, I think that was like when it started to really kick into overdrive.
That's very sad.
Love my city.
Yeah.
It ain't Seattle.
No, it isn't. If you went to both places, you'd say, well, this one's really thriving, and oh, this one looks like it's in trouble.
Guys, can Doug expound on why he thinks St. Louis is going down the crap, or guess he hasn't been to the updated smoking section near the slot machines at Lumiere? It's from South City Otis. Have you not had a chance?
That's one place that I haven't been to, the smoking section at Lumiere. I have not.
But if you look at it, the positive, the Foundry, the Putt Shack, I mean, what's that out there in Chesterfield, that area? Kind of like a concert venue right next to the...
Music Factory.
Yeah.
Factory.
The Factory. I mean, that's...
CNC Music Factory.
Oh, that's a whole different story than downtown.
Well, I mean, just...
Yeah, as a area in the suburbs in St. Charles, it's thriving.
But I brought up the Foundry and Putt Shack as well, and that's...
What's Putt Shack?
It's a part of the Foundry. It's like a mini golf course.
Mini golf kind of bar. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. You got the market there.
Stole my idea.
Good morning. Flew in last night after 5 days in Tampa, and as we came into land, and as I wake up today, I realize what a lost cause this city is in and why the hell anyone would want to come here. We are a generation behind and falling fast. That's from the 314.
True.
Guys, if we had a Rascal Flats bar downtown, then the city would rise to a destination hotspot. That's from the Butch of Arnold, first of his name.
It wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt.
I lived in the city for years, but left when I had to buy a home, and the hood houses in the city were just too expensive. I moved to the... probably the good houses in the city were just too expensive. I moved to the county with reservations, but it was the best decision I've ever made. I don't miss living in the city at all. That's from Woof Boy.
Yeah. Well, just the other night, at the City Foundry, where this Putt Shack is and where everything else is City Foundry, they had people shooting at the police.
Yeah, I remember
shooting
that story.
at them. And they got them back. They arrested them, and then they're just let go. The first step maybe needs to be lower the age of when you can throw someone in jail. Someone who's 15 years old knows every bit of what he's doing. His bullet can kill a policeman just like someone who's 18. You start shooting at police at 15, you need to go to jail for attempted murder and spend about 20 years in jail, and maybe it'll stop some of this. Who's going to want to go down there now? Oh, they're shooting at the police? What are they going to do to me? Why would I go down there? And if I have my car broken in, the police aren't even going to respond to you because it happens so frequently. You call them, they're not even going to come and look at it. They'll say, sorry.
Oh, I've had my car stolen, and we did the police report over the phone.
Yeah. But there's not enough of them anymore to take care of you. And they can't recruit because why would you want to become a policeman in the city? You're considered the problem. Maybe the social workers can take care of it all. See how that works out.
I like it here. Some people just need to pleasure themselves more so they aren't so tense all the time. That's Juan from PP Corp.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that they've already lost the Rams money and we'll never see any infrastructure from that money.
What do you mean lost the Rams money?
Well, didn't they know... Wasn't there a situation where they didn't know what account it was in at one point in time?
Yeah. We got
maybe not lost it, but misplaced it for a period
They left
of time.
money on the table by not placing it in an account that would have brought a return.
We got 3 aldermen in jail now. Systemic corruption. I mean, what hope do you have that this is going to turn around? What's going to turn it around? I think unfortunately, I think it might be past the point of no return.
Battlehawks.
I can't imagine what it's going to take to get it turned around. Short of somebody coming in and doing what Rudy Giuliani did in New York, is just start putting people in jail for 50 years at a time so they stop. I don't know what else would do it. Because if people feel unsafe to go down there, they just won't go down there. There's plenty to do out here. You can get to a Cardinal game and a Blues game and hustle right back on the highway and probably be okay. But beyond that, good luck to you. It's really stunning how fast it's falling apart.
Just come to Crestwood where the Deerbergs is new and the dads are cute. That's from the Crestwood Coyotes.
Yeah. The Deerberg's not done yet, though.
Where's it going? Where Crestwood Mall is?
Yep.
Crestwood Plaza. Aubrey Plaza. Audrey
where
Plaza.
The big stores are.
Nobody is mentioning the gently used Sibian market in St. Louis, which is an early microeconomic indicator of progress, and it's booming, much like the new rib detachment that peppers my gerbil.
Oh,
You guys didn't bring that up.
No. That's round 2 of the argument, I guess.
Yeah, that's a little controversial.
That's a real deep dive.
Can we stop the wrong version of the Foundry story? The teens who were arrested were not shooting. The shooter was in the car and got away. The teens were taken in for gun possession. That's from Hyman the Roth.
So who was doing the shooting then?
Hyman the Roth, call in 636-900-4TMA.
It's still shooting.
Kia North County phone lines.
The cops were peppered. They had these kids out the window shooting. So how are you arrested for gun possession, but they didn't shoot? They had guns on them, so... they weren't shooting him, though. They were just holding him.
Yeah, and it was someone else shooting, so don't worry, yeah.
Well, if they have a full clip and there's no bullets out of the gun, then there it is.
I doubt that because there were, I don't know how many bullets fired, and they said these guys had guns that were modified to hold a full mag. So they were emptied. And the police report said they were let go because you couldn't hold a 15-year-old.
Yeah, that needs to change.
So sent them home to mom and dad.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, they did such a good job of raising them, as you can tell. Let's send them back.
Yeah, they need to lower the age of when you can throw someone in jail.
Yeah, I mean, if you're old enough to shoot at a cop and try to kill somebody, well, you're old enough to go to jail.
You're blaming the city for a law that's been in place in a lot of other cities as well. So it's not like it was an 18-year-old that they could have charged but didn't. It's out of their hands. They can't legally arrest a 15-year-old and throw him in jail.
Well, they can't now, but they need to change that.
Well, I know, but and that is what's wrong with the city. But the current administration right now, as bad as they are, it's out of their control. That's what they had to do. That's by the book what they had to do.
Well, it's not out of Kim Gardner's control to start charging people. Instead of acting like an activist and a defense attorney, she could play the role of prosecutor, which she was voted in for, and actually do something to some of these people causing the mayhem.
That's another point, and you have a point there. I agree.
So that's what leads me to believe this is what they want. This is the bed that they've made, and this must be what they want. Drive everybody out of the city. Because if you were trying to do it, this is exactly the game plan you would follow to do it.
I don't know. I think people who don't live here think downtown and St. Louis City are one and the same. They are certainly not.
Well, it's a big
I sleep
city.
very sound and comfortably every night. I have no issue. And I am 8 minutes from downtown.
Yeah.
So make sure you just talk about downtown, because St. Louis City as a whole, my street is well patrolled right there off Kings Highway.
Yeah, your street might be, but there's a whole half of the city is a virtual no-go zone. The crime is so outrageous. Half of it.
Your thoughts are welcome. 314-881-TMA5. Larry Nickel is with us for the WWE recap. Good morning, Larry.
Larry?
He should be.
Hey, Doug.
Oh, hello, Larry. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Larry, what happened on the presentation last night?
Besides it being the 30th anniversary of Monday Night Raw.
30th anniversary.
No, 30 years, I guess. I've missed it. Well, I'm sure it was quite a presentation last night.
Yes, it was. And all the legends, including some that I interviewed, like Hulk Hogan, Jimmy Master South Hart, and Jay the King Lawler.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was supposed to be a steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley. But Bayley's cohorts, Io Sky and Dakota Kai, got into the cage before the match even started, and they all beat up Becky Lynch.
Oh, goodness.
So the match didn't take place.
No, Doug, that was something I know you were looking forward to.
Yeah. So what do they do now? Where were the referees?
Well, the referees were, most of the referees were outside the cage, because back when they were doing steel cage matches, Doug, you can agree with me on this, the only way to win the steel cage match is either go over the top of the cage and hit the floor, or go through the door.
Which seemed odd to me. Wouldn't you just run for the door right when it starts? Right when they ring the bell, run to the door and get out?
Some wrestlers usually try to go over the top of the cage without beating up on the opponent.
Because that's more dramatic. That's what the script called for.
Oh.
What script?
The script that they use to determine what they're going to do in these matches.
I don't know what you're talking about, though.
Okay.
Anyway,
okay.
There was also 2 title matches last night.
2 of them.
Yeah, one of which was for the Raw Tag Team titles, because I was thinking that they were going to split up the Undisputed Tag titles. But that didn't happen because Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, who was into the match, replaced the injured Jimmy Uso, and they won the match, and that means they were still the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions.
Okay. Well, anything else happen that we need to know about?
Besides a no disqualification match for the United States Championship between Austin Theory and Lashley, and of course, toward the end of the match, Brock Lesnar comes out and F5 both competitors, but Brock Lesnar F5 Austin Theory on top of Bobby Lashley. The referee counted 1, 2, 3, and Austin Theory retained his United States Championship.
There it is, Doug. He continues to be the United States champion. Larry, what are the top 5 countries in the world?
Okay, number 5 will be Australia.
Nice.
Number 4, Mexico. Number 3, England. Number 2, Canada. Number 1, United States of America.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
Larry, God bless you. God bless you, United States of America.
Yeah, God bless America.
There he is.
All right,
Nick
Dixie.
with us here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. It is 8:12. We'll close out the Mug and Ass St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Send your emails in for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air is online at DesignAirService.com. And with winter weather coming in, you run into problems, make sure you go to DesignAirService.com to tend to any furnace issues you may have. Iggy says it's going to be a dusting, Doug. I don't know. I saw KSDK report this morning 4 to 8 inches.
That's a lot more than the dusting.
So we'll see.
He's the only one reporting the
This
dusting.
could be one of the biggest victories in Iggy's career. Design Air Heating and Cooling is online at DesignAirService.com. Doug is a client. I am a client. And we would like you to become a client as well. They are the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff at Design Air Heating and Cooling online at DesignAirService.com. We'll take a break. Come back with more of the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Metallica coming to St. Louis Friday, November 3rd with Pantera and Mammoth WVH. Then November 5th with Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills. 2 nights, 2 different sets. No repeat weekend. Single day tickets for Metallica's M72 World Tour on sale Friday, January 20th at 10 a.m. And you can win tickets to the Sunday night show. Metallica in the round at the 50-yard line. 2 nights, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts. Listen on the TMA app and at TMASTL.com for a chance to win tickets. You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that's always a great time to gather at Rosalita's. Why not start off with a happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m.? Enjoy happy hour specials including $3 off of appetizers like the wildly popular carne con cerveza, marinated steak cooked to order and served on a sizzling skillet. The patio is heated and covered, plus Rosalita's offers live music on Thursdays and mariachi every weekend. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
Whoever said there's nothing new under the sun hasn't been to the new Press restaurant, located near Jefferson and 44 next to the Lucky Accomplice, and features the soon-to-be famous Smash Pizza. What's a Smash Pizza? It's a pizza stuffed with toppings, pressed, then topped with even more local farm ingredients. Located just 5 minutes from our baseball, hockey, and soccer venues, Press is open Thursday through Monday with daily specials 4 to 6, and they can cater your business lunch or dinner, with delivery available on Postmates and Uber Eats. Who says there's nothing new under the the sun. Check out the new Press Restaurant today.
Doug Vaughn here alongside the home loan expert, Ryan Kelly. Ryan, rates are high. Is it still a good time to do a cash-out refi?
Absolutely. Mortgage rates have definitely gone up a little bit over the last year, but so is your equity. Think about what those houses are selling for in your neighborhood right now. Maybe they're selling for $400,000. What do you owe on your current loan? $300,000? That means you have $100,000 in equity. And with a simple cash-out refinance, we can replace your current loan with a new one and pull that equity out and give it to you at closing. In fact, our average client received over $54,000 at closing. Would that change your life a little bit? Probably. Would you have to continue to worry about when you're going to get paid next and what bills are going to get paid and the credit cards and the interest and all that? Probably get rid of all that stuff and put you on the path to financial freedom. That's why a cash-out refinance is one of our favorite loans and our most popular loans right now. Thinking about getting a little cash to pay off some debt? Think no more. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton, who also is my insurance agent. And James, these days people just want to relax and not be thinking a whole lot about what they're protected from and what scares them and what they're not protected from. And that's where you guys come into play.
Yeah, we look at it as aggravation versus devastation, right? If someone slammed on their brakes in front of you and you rear-ended them, are you protected? You've worked hard for everything you have. Have the confidence what's yours will remain yours.
314-961-4800. I'm a client, and I will proudly tell you to do business with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves.
TMA knows how our Walrus audience loves their meats. That's why we have teamed up with a local company that delivers high-quality, great-tasting meats straight to your door. Brush Creek Valley Farms is a direct-to-consumer family farm that raises, processes, and delivers pork and beef nationwide at cost-friendly prices. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to choose between their various box options. Build your own box or buy in bulk to have a great-tasting local beef and pork at all times. Brush Creek Valley Farms is offering 10% off any box by using the promo code TMA10 or 5% off any bulk order when you use TMA5. On top of that, if you subscribe to their monthly service, you'll receive an additional 10% off each order you make. Again, that's TMA10 for any box order, TMA5 for bulk orders, and an automatic 10% off when you subscribe. Go to brushcreekvalley.com to learn more about how you can get their meats in your mouth and support a local family farm. That's brushcreekvalley.com, high-quality meats for a lowbrow audience.
Hey, TMA boys and ladies. Throw on some beads and celebrate Party Gras at the DB's Tent in Soulard, Saturday, February 18th. Party under the huge heated tent on the parade route in Soulard with a premium open bar, tons of private restrooms, and in and out access. Hello. Live music on the 360 Vodka stage from the Teenage Dirtbags, Mod Sun, and the Nitty Gritty Dirtbags. Giveaways on site courtesy of Johnny Brock's Dungeon Party Warehouse. Must be 21 or older. Tickets are on sale now. Get all the details and find the link to purchase your tickets for the Party Gras DB's Tent in Soulard at dbsportsbar.com. Brought to you by Jameson, High Noon, and Randall's Wines and Spirits. Come back. Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Well, Doug, we're back.
Yeah. Iggy's taking some more vacation time. Tim is on assignment.
In the facilities, I would assume. There's
I
usually
guess.
a line. We're still waiting.
Yeah.
There he is.
Well, it's good music.
How long was I missing?
No,
Oh,
20,
dude, you're
20
okay.
minutes or so.
No, like maybe a
Well,
minute.
I was using the restroom. I was going to, and then the door was locked in there, and so I go down the hallway, and Doug, sometimes it just takes a little bit longer.
Well, sure it does.
If you don't get into that thing right away.
I always just go down the hallway to the big one. You know. See some other gentlemen in there.
Bad boys?
Some of them are bad boys. Yeah. And you can tell right away when you're in the men's
Who's in
room
there to play.
who is a bad boy and who is not. Who's all business and who's a bad boy. Who's looking for something more.
In the company restroom.
Yeah.
It's the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. Appliance Discounters. Friends of the Feather. Doug and I are both clients. If you're in the market for an appliance, look no further than Appliance Discounters and their 80,000 square foot warehouse full of GE appliances and other major brands ready for delivery. Shop online at theappliancediscounters.com, where pricing has been adjusted to beat just about anybody in the whole wide world. It's Appliance Discounters online at theappliancediscounters.com. 80,000 square foot warehouse to serve you. Right now, get the lowest prices of the year. Digital pricing adjusted to beat all competitors' prices every single day. You can always shop online, theappliancediscounters.com. They're in Baldwin, Maplewood, St. Charles, Concord Plaza, and Carondelet. Hello again, everybody. Call in. It's a hotbed of activity for this Tuesday morning press conference. Phone lines are wide open, even though it's a hotbed of activity. Steve Schmidt, Key North County phone line 636-9004-TMA. Email in for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Go to TMASTL.com to register to be the Listener of the Month presented by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro, and you will be voted on next week by this dais. Who is it going to be? Is there anybody that stands out to you, Doug, that's had a really good month?
Dotem? Nobody stands out in the history of this show that's had a good month. Really, Dotem has been suspended a couple times here lately. So he's out. Retired air marshals got suspended 3 times in a row. It's kind of slim pickings, I guess. And I'd like to give it to Biff. It's just a pat on the back because the only time he called in, he was snoring. So I feel kind of bad about that. That hadn't been done before. I just don't know.
Retired Air Marshal wants it. Mr. Licks wants it.
Yeah. Well,
we'll vote on it next week.
I'd have to give it the Licks over the retired Air Marshal because he got suspended 3 times.
Call Ellen just texted in to say she's had a great month. Did she sign up? Call Ellen to go to TMASTL.com.
Well, has she called in this month?
Yeah.
I guess she did once.
She called in to say that she was losing steam.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to call to be the Listener of the Month.
Well, it certainly helps your resume.
It's a resume builder. When I sit down in the conclave, I know it's something they'll be at the forefront of my mind.
Because most of us don't see the texts that come in or bother to read the emails. But we all hear the callers. Maybe it's an olive branch to send to Steve in Ballpark Village, who wanted that golf video up to support his advertising. Didn't get it. And now he's on the street by the Tums building?
That's great. 225 votes have come in so far on the Do You Hear the Breathing. 135 say yes, 90 say no, Doug. That's the breakdown so far. That's on the TMA fan page on Facebook, where it looks like about 27 people are waiting to join. But we have a cocktail party with all of the members of the fan page who are on the board.
We do.
To get to meet the people who applied to join, and we've raised the initiation fee to join the fan page up to $25,000. It was initially at $5,000 when we started the fan page, and now it's $25,000 to join the fan page.
Is it? Been a nice little moneymaker for us. It's like joining a country club.
It's exclusive.
Yeah. So after the $25,000 initiation fee, we should probably hit him with another $1,300 a month. Just as dues.
I think it's reasonable.
As dues, yeah.
I think it's reasonable. I see Alvin Mack posted, if you're running out to the grocery store to stock up on the cliche items, eggs, milk, bread, etc., because of the storm, you're an idiot.
Oh.
The weather will be in the 40s 48 hours later, and I hate the local news programs feeding this bull S. There you go.
It's hard to get through one day of snow without eating a couple of 3-egg omelets. Yeah, you have to. How are you going to get by without eggs?
I don't get why people freak out.
I really do think Alvin Mack is right that it is in part a cause and effect thing.
Yeah.
If they say
it feeds on itself, it's snow. A bigger deal would be ice as far as how it impacts your life. I think also people just enjoy having a day off. So it's like, oh, I can't do anything today.
Mm-hmm.
It's
might as well eat 12 eggs.
And somehow Doug, Minneapolis-St. Paul is able to function.
Oh, yeah.
Despite.
It is winter, too. You know, it's probably snowed almost every winter since the dawn of time here.
It is awesome.
And people still somehow live through it. oftentimes without eggs.
Stay inside if you can.
It's
That
just
is one of the dumbest things you can ever. Of course.
I like it when they say, if you don't have to go anywhere, don't go.
Yeah.
Well, why would I go somewhere if I didn't have to go there?
Yeah, you take the car out, though, for a stroll and just drive around the park.
Cruising.
Right.
It's
Blasting
amazing
those tunes.
Amazing to me that whenever it snows, people always seem to be out of those things. Are you ever out of them when it's nice outside? It's just it's snowing. Got to go stock up.
Must
You
have
don't
eggs.
have any of that in your house?
Nothing else to eat besides eggs.
How about you just when you grocery shop, don't you just normally, okay, well, I need 2 gallons of milk for the week. I need this. Up. Next day's going to snow. Up. Got to get to the store.
Yeah.
I only got 2 gallons. It's one day. I'd like to see what your refrigerator looks like.
Egg prices are sky high right now, too.
Was that right?
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of people that, believe it or not, that live in an area where they can do this. They have chickens.
Oh, yeah. There's chickens in the people in St. Louis County.
It's legal to have chickens.
Yeah, I've got a neighbor that's got chickens.
My friend Candace Walton, who I think everybody may know, she used to work at Caffeine House. She moved into a house, has a huge backyard. She's got chickens out there. She's got roosters. She's got a goat. She's just living off the land.
Where?
Out in Imperial.
Oh.
She's got a regular farm going on over there.
Yeah.
But she just gets her fresh eggs every day.
Eggs are like $7 a dozen now, I think.
No, they're not. I just bought a dozen jumbo eggs at Schnucks for like $3.30 something.
You did?
What did you whip up with those?
Frittata?
No. If I bake or if I need an egg wash.
I paid like $7 about a week ago.
Where are you going?
Schnucks. Schnucks.
Trader Joe's.
There's a big avian flu that's wiped out a large number of chickens in the Midwest.
I went to Schnucks. They were like $3.29 for a jumbo.
I don't know what kind of eggs you're getting.
Well, what are you buying? Eggland?
Free range, of course.
Put my eggs up against anybody's.
Yeah, well, there you go. Free range. What does free range mean? They just run around?
It means they, supposedly they're better eggs for you because it means the chickens were eating what they're supposed to eat, bugs and things. They're walking around. They're not just in a cage eating artificial food that's handed to them.
An egg's an egg.
Well, apparently.
I know I've been...
Maybe it's just a marketing thing. I don't know. They say free-range eggs are supposed to be better for you.
I don't know what's happening with chickens because the last dozen I got, I made a cake that needed 6 eggs, and 5 of them had double yolks.
Double yolks?
5 of the 6 eggs had double yolks.
Huh.
I guess that's good. You get double yolk.
I'm not sure I've ever seen that.
Oh, 5 of the 6 eggs, you crack them, there's 2 yolks. And I think this cake's not going to come out right.
Could be because you're buying the cheap eggs.
It only needs 6. It only needs 6 eggs, but it looks like I got 11.
Okay.
Your thoughts on eggs? 314-881 TMA5.
I brought it up.
It's important. You have to have them when it snows, or frankly, you're not going to survive.
How about you eat something besides eggs?
You can't when it snows.
Oh, it's snowing. I guess we're just going to have some...
Nothing works.
Eggs.
I guess we're going to have a grilled cheese sandwich.
Can't do it.
Maybe some oatmeal.
Guys, for your next topic, could you tell us the price of the Post's batch of Schnucks? It's riveting radio. It's from the 314.
Oh, I bet they hate this.
I couldn't tell you what the price of paper is. Still 50 cents, I guess.
Guys, me, KG, and O-Town, and Candace Walton all went to the same school. Thanks. That's from the Slippery Turtle.
Really? Summit?
No, it's...
Seckman.
Seckman.
Jaguars.
Yeah, I guess if you went to Seckman, everybody knows everybody because they're all still living out in O'Fallon or what's it called?
Oh, yeah, they meet up at Dave & Buster's every weekend.
What's that city called out there by Arnold?
I can't even say that. I don't even know where Seckman is.
Imperial?
Imperial.
Well, that's not close to O'Fallon.
No, I said I couldn't think of the name. And I just said it 5 minutes ago and I forgot it already. Yeah, they all seem to live out there.
Well, if you all went to the same high school, chances are, yes, you'd live in the similar area.
God, I went to her house one time. It took like 40 minutes to get
What
there.
were you doing at her house?
Yeah, dinner.
Oh.
She married?
No.
There you go.
How did dinner go?
That's fine. We just barbecued.
Was her husband, like, in the car?
No, there was one of the rare single girls going out.
Did she have a decent supply of eggs?
She didn't have any chickens back then.
Oh.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is up for Best Picture. Suck it, Ken. That's from Brian Henson.
What?
Oscar nominations came out this morning.
Jackson, can you give us the Best Picture nominees?
Yes, I can. Best Picture nominees for this year. This is the 95th. It's the 95th.
Who is hosting this year?
Probably nobody.
Everyone's been canceled.
Or struck while hosting.
So, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a remake of the.
Yeah, I remember that back
German
in the
film.
40s.
Yeah. It's really good, though.
I didn't even know that they had remade it.
It's really, really
I'd be
good.
interested in seeing that.
Yeah, it's good. Avatar: The Way of Water. Elvis.
That was good.
Yeah. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Never heard of it.
The Fablemans, Steven Spielberg's new movie. Tar. Top Gun: Maverick. Triangle of Sadness. Women Talking, and The Banshees of Inisherin.
That's a lot of nominees.
They always do. After There Will Be Blood, No Country for Old Men were the highlights of the 2007 Best Picture noms. They upped it to 9 or 10.
What is Tar? Is that
It's an A24 movie. Martin Scorsese was going crazy for it. He said how much he loved it. I haven't seen it.
Was that Kate Blanchett?
I believe it's the story of asphalt.
There's an accent over the A, so I could be pronouncing it wrong.
Triangle of Sadness was great the first hour, and then it sucked the rest of the way. I was so disappointed with how it kind of ended.
Sounds like a movie about what this show is when Tim's not here. It's just the three of us.
Sad.
Triangle of Sadness.
My guess is The Fablemans wins.
No.
It's the best movie of the bunch.
Every time?
Have you seen all of them?
Everything, whatever.
I haven't seen that one. That's the one I haven't seen is Everything, Everywhere, Everybody.
That one is outstanding.
I think the Top Gun movie is probably the most popular.
Avatar would probably be, but it would be close.
It's done better at the box office?
Yes, but just barely. I mean, they're both massive. If Top Gun Maverick wins, I'll throw a fit.
Fableman.
Why will you throw a fit?
That'll be pulling forward for my entertainment.
Oh my God.
Well, the song from there will win the Academy Award.
You've had that take for a while.
It is nominated, correct?
Let's see. Best original song. I gotta really scroll here. The best original song, Hold My Hand is nominated.
And I guess that JJRRMM guy.
Not Two from RRR is nominated. So is Weekend not nominated. That's surprising.
The Fablemans is really amazing.
I've heard it's outstanding.
It's unbelievable.
What's that about?
It's
like a love letter to movie making.
Yeah, it's like how he started out movie making, but it's not a documentary or a docuseries. It's just it's unbelievable. It's so good.
Remember when the Academy Award nominations came out and they were actually movies you've heard of?
I just named you the 2 highest grossing films of the year.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's so many streaming services and things. I mean, there's
That's a fair point.
movies you can't watch anymore, but it used to be it was movies that were at the theater.
Well, almost all of these movies show at the theater.
Well, it used to be if you wanted to see a movie, you had to go to the theater.
Now they do those 3-week releases and then put them on the streaming services, which is a fine compromise in my opinion.
Didn't Avatar come out like 3 weeks ago?
In the middle of December.
Yeah.
How the hell is it nominated for an Academy Award already?
As long as there's a early January cutoff, and if you make it by then, you're good.
Derek Gould just tweeted out excitedly, Everything, Everywhere, All Over the nominees, all at once.
Yeah, that was the most nominated film.
There you go.
And what's that about?
It's about the oversaturation of information, man.
Man, why'd you say man there at the end? Like you're really giving me the what for.
Isn't that the Asian lady who was something about orphans or something?
Of course, the one movie out of all those I didn't watch are going to be the one that wins.
I'll give you the short synopsis. When interdimensional...
Here's a short synopsis of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
When interdimensional rupture unravels reality, an unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance.
Oh.
That sounds serious.
It's a Marvel thing?
No. Made by A24.
I guess I've only seen Elvis in the Top Gun movie.
Blech.
They're both good. They're both good.
Jackson just made a vomit sound.
Why would you do that?
I like Top Gun Maverick. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was fun. Best picture? I mean, jeez.
Jackson thinks he's better than people.
I don't think I'm better
This
than
snooty attitude's not going to go over
We'll talk
well.
about this on Balloon Party.
I don't think I'm better than anybody.
I didn't think Elvis was that good.
I didn't think Elvis was good at all. But I'm not a Baz Luhrmann guy, so if you like Baz Luhrmann movies...
Back off, Ledoux.
What other show in St. Louis has the courage to discuss crime in one segment and then smoothly transition to baking in movies for segment 2? Thanks. I don't know what's going on with chickens, but I had 5 double yolks, and apparently that's the end of the story.
It was the end of the story. What do you want me to say?
Does it make for a better...
The cake came out a little mushy because I think
Just because of that?
I had too many yolks in there.
Came out mushy.
Now, the egg whites were,
How were
I don't know when you're measuring eggs for a cake, when it says 6 eggs, how many yolks are involved in that?
6.
Is it more yolk or is it more egg white? Because the egg white was fine, but then I had 11 yolks in there. That may be a little much.
Yeah. You had
and what's wrong with the chicken? There's
a chicken that's really struggling.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a chicken has diarrhea. It's 6 yolks.
No, I don't think it's related to diarrhea.
No, yolk is not poop.
No.
I would like more yolks if I'm doing like an omelet, but if I have to measure something, and it says 6 eggs, and I've got 11 yolks in there.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on egg yolks? 314-881-TMA5. You also can call in about it. We are taking calls. 636-9004. TMA and emails. The morning after at InsideSTL.com for the design, air, heating, and cooling email lady. Check out the TMA STL app. App contest to win tickets to the STL Golf Expo. That's February 3rd through the 5th at the St. Charles Convention Center. And then an app contest to win tickets to the Metallica show. Single-day tickets for Metallica's M72 World Tour. So there it is. TMA STL app. Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies is known by Doug Vaughn as the Great Communicator.
No, I called Ronald Reagan the Great Communicator.
But when you hang up the phone with Ronald Reagan, would you feel as good as you do when you hang up the phone with Mark Hanna?
Well, maybe not about my finances.
Well, then who's the better communicator?
Well, I think Ronnie was probably the better communicator. He was Mr. Communication.
Killing his life, Reed.
Doug is terrible. Just saying.
Well, Hansy's a heck of a life Sherpa. Don't get me wrong. Knows his numbers.
Well, I use Mark.
Doug,
he's the best.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
314-889-0503. That's exactly what you will hear if you call Mark Hanna. Or go online at evergreenstl.com. That's Mark Hanna. You truly will feel better about things once you talk with him. It truly is an amazing thing. We got a development in the golf world this morning.
What?
Rory McIlroy and P. Reed are sideways. Patrick Reed threw a tee at Rory McIlroy in disgust.
Why?
After the world number one appeared to ignore his efforts to say hello at the Emirates Golf Club this morning. The former Masters champion, who has moved to LIV Golf but continues to play DP World Tour events until an arbitration case being held in the UK in a fortnight. Doug, do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, just saying 2 weeks.
Decides on the tour's ability to suspend the Rebels. Saluted McIlroy's caddy Harry Diamond without incident, according to the Spanish golf portal 10golf.com. Reed, whose defamation case against analyst Brandel Chambly and Golf Channel was dismissed Friday by a federal judge in Florida, then approached McIlroy, who was on his hunkers at the time.
What does that mean? What does that mean? He was on his hunkers.
I just read what they put in the prompter.
Is that haunches? He was bending down to tee a ball in?
He was on his phone, I think.
Yes.
His phone? His honkers?
Simeon?
I truly don't know what it means. I wish I did. Can we reread the sentence one time?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Reed, whose defamation case against Brandel Chambly and the Golf Channel was dismissed Friday by a federal judge in Florida, then approached McIlroy, who was on his hunkers at the time, looking at the ground.
I guess that means his ass, his hunkers.
Why would he be lying on the ground?
I think he's on his phone.
It says
you
in
think
a
hunkers his phone?
I looked it up. It says in a crouching position, bending down with one's hands on the ground and one's knees.
So he was like rating a putt, and that's when they approached him?
Maybe he was teeing a ball up or
Maybe
something.
he was stretching. Either way, stop using honkers.
Honkers. Squatting on one's heels.
Yeah, like when you read a putt.
All right. Reed stood near McIlroy a few seconds with the intention of saying hello, but McIlroy did not even turn his head towards him. Reed insisted in saluting McIlroy, but after getting no response, he gave up and walked away, but not before putting his hand in his pocket and throwing a tee in McIlroy's direction in disgust. The incident was the talk of the range in the tournament and comes after reports of tension during last year's BMW International. According to The Telegraph, Sergio Garcia launched an expletive-laden rant at fellow DP World Tour players after being banned from the Scottish Open and fined by the DP World Tour for defecting to LIV Golf. A player who wished to remain anonymous revealed, quote, "The news of the ban came out during last week's BMW International. Sergio flew off the handle shouting, 'This tour is S. You are all effed. Should have taken the Saudi money.' That is what's going on the range today, Doug. It reminds me of the Fan Page Club Championship.
Certainly got more interesting. The sport's more interesting now.
God, these guys, man. They're such divas. They're all collecting $20 million a year. Would they just shut up?
Yeah,
and
still
just
unhappy.
Play golf. Just
Unhappy.
go to the Bahamas, play your 4 rounds, take a PJ for 2 hours, back to your mansion, and just stop. There is enough room in this world for 2 professional golf organizations.
Yeah.
Hate each other all you want, but my gosh, act like adults at least.
Well, I guess Liv kind of took a shot at Tiger and Rory by giving Greg Norman more authority.
I'm not saying LIV is right or PGA Tour is right. This just it just gotta stop.
It's made more money for everybody.
Absolutely. Who's pissed? They're all making bank now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you look at it, there's 9 elevated events with more money, kind of like LIV. Tiger and Rory are starting their own league golf in 2024. So they're basically just trying to copy what LIV did. So why are you bitching? You're all making more money. Stay where you want. Go
You
where
would think it'd be easier while you're out on the course. If someone says hi, just say hi back. And avoid the drama and the fights and the stories. And especially if you're on your hunkers.
Well, I get it. I mean, if I was on the course and I saw Prod Joe and I said hi, he wouldn't say anything to me. So some people just
but
won't bury a hatchet.
The preferred behavior would be for him to say, hey, and then move on.
In no situation in my life, if I'm replacing Rory McIlroy, am I pissed at anything ever. Worth a quarter of a billy. I'm in my prime of my golfing career. I play 4 rounds of golf a week, pick and choose what I want to do, get hundreds of thousands of dollars in sponsorship money every week, and you're doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, dude, open your eyes. Who cares about little petty crap like LIV Golf? It was fun at first to kind of see it slap and tickle. Now it's like year 2. Let's just move the hell on.
I guess once you reach that level in any sport, you just kind of expect everything to be perfect for you. You know, there's baseball players that complain about this or that travel or the sun's in my eye, whatever.
Yeah, this isn't strictly
you're
for
making
golf,
you're making
but-
millions. People still complain at any level.
Well, I see Rory's side of it because, number one, Reed is suing people for defamation, including the tour, of which Rory is a member and also is a primary spokesperson for the tour. Reed has cheated, and that is something that in the golf world people take real seriously. And so if he doesn't like him, I tip my cap for not being phony about it. So I see it differently.
Well,
they're all rich.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and P.
getting
Reed is
richer.
I'm not just putting myself in the McIlroy shoes. I'm not saying he was at fault in this. I mean, P. Reed is just one of those humans that's probably really hard to like as a professional golfer on tour. It's just all so petty.
Yeah.
I get if somebody's suing my league and I'm involved in it, I'd be pretty pissed too.
Would have been easy for McIlroy to just say hi. Would have been easy for Reed to not throw the tee at him, too.
That's my point. Not acting phony, I get it, but just say hi and, you don't have to hang out and have a beer afterwards.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge that you two exist and move on.
Guys, Iggy's done a complete 180 regarding LIV. 2 months ago, it was a joke. He hated it and talked as if it would fail. Now he doesn't care, and they're all making more money. Plowsy, shockingly, has had a very consistent point of view. That's from Beer Cats.
Well, Iggy changed his mind when it got, better for...
Well, go ahead and find where I said that this tour is stupid, it's going to fail. I've never said that. My whole point was these guys that were saying I'm going because I just like playing less golf, and it's going to be good for golf. We're going to build the game. I said, that's BS. Just say you went for the money. That was my whole point. And now when these guys are signing, say, I think Cam Smith said, he goes, look, it's the money. So be honest. Great. You're going for the money. God love you. Don't lie. That's why I was all over Pat Perez when he started trashing the LIV Tour. And then he went and said, I'm going because Dustin Johnson asked me to, and they need me, and I believe in this tour. You going for the money.
Okay, don't get
say
upset.
it.
No.
And then he did come out and say it, and his wife said it, so now I kind of, all right, that's fine. You're being honest. But I never said this tour sucks. It's going to fail. They all suck. Go find where I said that. I'm sure Swope's already on it.
Oh.
But I changed my mind when they started saying we did it for the money. Just say where you're going. If you're going for the money, that's great. You're all going for the money. You're not all we're trying to better the game. My ass.
Oh, come on now.
And are we really
foul language?
honestly thinking realistically that the PGA Tour and the Masters and the U.S. Open, the British Open, are not going to allow the best players in the world to play their events? I mean, it's
Well, it's
just
not the PGA Tour's call.
well, I know on those 5 events, but I'm just saying like that. LIV Golf is around for a while, and it can become a lot more popular. So I think maybe PGA Tour players maybe need to.
You think LIV Golf's going to be more popular? So you said?
Oh, it's going to take a while, but I just don't think they're going under. I think there's
well, I mean, if you're funded by someone who doesn't care as to whether or not they profit, then therefore a business can exist, even if it's not profiting.
Correct, but this business in a year has gotten went from absolutely nothing, paying Kevin Na $30 million to come there, to now getting the number 2 player in the world, getting more events. I just getting a TV deal in which they don't get any revenue. But again, from your point, they're more focused on ruining the PGA, and more so than making money. And if you have that business strategy, I sadly think that can work.
Oh, well, it's incredibly detrimental to the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour has changed solely because of LIV, period, which is the way things work in business negotiations oftentimes. That's the way things get done, is leverage. And so now players have leverage, and they are experiencing what was called the elevated events, but now there's a different word. Is it designated, Iggy? You were saying that the tour event that opened up the season at Kapalua was it, and I thought it was
elevated.
But I thought they changed it when I was reading it.
Designated.
Anyway, designated. Thank you, Jackson. Jackson. It was elevated, and then they called it designated. And I think that was probably because some of the events that weren't, quote, elevated felt like that was an even bigger shot at their situation. But either way, my premise being, if you have so much money and then you just kind of have a little side project, and it doesn't have to be LIV, but I think the analogy works, that you're just like, yeah, okay, so we lost, I have so much money, it doesn't matter, or my partners and I have so much money, it doesn't matter, so we lost, minus 70% ROI, who cares? Then the business can continue to exist if they don't care about that. And so the difficult thing from PGA's perspective in competing with LIV is the PGA Tour isn't in that spot because it is not bankrolled by the Saudi fund. So they're not playing the same game. And the PGA Tour is going to be in a tough spot with whether it be sponsors, advertisers, television deals, if you continue to lose players to LIV. And I don't blame the players for going to play for LIV at all. I think the PGA Tour strategy when this all started was to just turn it into Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabia, September 11th, September 11th, September 11th. And when that didn't work, they didn't have a plan B. And so that's why they had to come to the table with a number of the high-profile players and change the format. But it's going to wind up being detrimental from a revenue standpoint if you're not getting as much for television deals because the television networks and or advertisers and or sponsors are saying it's not worth it to spend this much money if X number of players who are the top players in the world are not part of the field anymore. Furthermore, the Q rating. You might have a guy who's number 10 in the world, but if nobody knows who he is, then that's going to be impactful. I mean, P. Reed might not be one of the best players in the world right now as far as like a top 10, but he's certainly got some semblance of cachet.
Yeah, it was a name.
And, same with Koepka. Same with Dustin Johnson. So that impacts things, I think, probably more detrimental to the PGA Tour side of things from a sponsorship standpoint. But I don't know if it's either one are necessarily in a better spot golf-wise. But when it gets down to it, I think both care about the money. And also, I never fault people for caring about the money. I mean, isn't that the reason people go to work? And for them, this is work.
Yeah, when you get competition, you change. I mean, the PGA was not going to change without LIV Golf.
Exactly right.
They were not going to up the purses. I mean, every now and then they do because, hey, they have to. But they weren't going to get these elevated events. They weren't going to have a league. That wouldn't have happened without LIV. So you have to change. And, good for the PGA Tour for giving it to their players, but you don't blame them, too, if you're going to go to LIV and say, look, you know what, I would like to win some majors. I like to win this. But at the same time, I'm going to play 14 events this year, maybe a couple of DP World events, maybe a couple majors if I get into them. And I'm gonna make $50 million. And I'm still playing the game I love. So
Well-
I can't blame them at all for that.
But the money for them, it's not why I show up to work. For me, it's a love of journalism.
It always has been that for you.
Yeah, I told Tommy, wait, that contract doesn't work for me. Here's a check.
And you gave him money.
I'm actually paying him monthly.
Doug, speaking of local television, we had a situation last night. Do you ever watch Fox 5 in Washington, D.C.?
I don't believe I get it on my cable.
Take a listen.
Former Washington Capitals coach Bruce Boudreau has been fired by the Vancouver Canucks. The team announced the change Sunday, less than a week after President of Hockey Operations Jim Rutherford said major surgery was needed to fix the Canucks. Rick Tukid was hired as Boudreau's replacement.
At least you got Rutherford right.
Dude.
And what's funny is they did another update the next hour, and she didn't fix the. She still pronounced it the exact same way.
Was she a sports person or a news person?
I don't know.
Sports staff?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
You can get to that level. You can get to Washington like the 6th or 7th market and have never heard the word Canuck.
Rick Tukid was hired as Boudreau's replacement.
Doug, and the best part is it? You said it's Boudreau.
It's Boudreau.
He coached the Capitals.
Yeah. Well, I can understand someone not a sports fan missing that name. I can understand it. You've never heard the
The team announced the change Sunday, less than a week after President of Hockey Operations Jim Rutherford said major surgery was needed to fix the Canucks.
Oh.
It doesn't look like Canucks, I'll be honest.
Now, if you're French Canadian, you kind of say it that way. Canucks.
That's
Canucks.
how the Montreal Canadiens fans say it.
I don't know.
It sounds closer to Canuck than
All right.
Canuck. If you're French Canadian, but she didn't sound French Canadian to me.
No. Should have handed that one off to one of the other anchors. You can embarrass yourself real quick at trying to read sports stories if you don't know anything about sports. All you got to do is blow one commonly known name, and you reveal yourself as not knowing what you're talking about.
I've been there.
When Learn pronounced those hockey players, she got like 9 out of 10 of them. She doesn't even watch sports.
Doug Learn did it.
Well, she missed a few of them, remember? She didn't get
to fix the Canucks.
Yeah, but she's not doing a sports broadcast.
That's
as,
what I
as
mean.
a sports commentator.
But if you handed her a sports update with stuff like this, there's a lot of people that would not know the correct pronunciation of the names.
True. How did she get a job?
She wasn't in sports.
Oh, this girl.
I assume it was a news anchor that was handed this. I can't believe it.
A news
could
anchor
possibly
be doing a sports story.
I don't know.
If there was breaking news at KMOV, let's go to Doug Vaughn. Doug, some breaking news with the Capitals.
There's a lot of stations that don't use the sports people much anymore.
Right. And that was an out of the market story. It just had a Washington connection. So I don't know if it was necessarily like in the sportscast. I don't know. All I got was the clip.
Guys, the man without a passport is well versed in how French Canadians pronounce Canuck. That checks out. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins. He won Texture of the Year, and he's in the parking lot.
Made absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Well, he was
just hit at 8:53. Thanks, Dr. Nomar Asplay. He tracked that.
That took almost 2 hours.
Yeah. He was implying that you're not well traveled, and how would you know?
I've heard a lot of French Canadians talk.
Oh, God.
Where do you hear that? I guess David Perron heard him talk a lot.
Or you have
Pierre
a lot
Turgeon.
Or you have a lot of St. Louis guys that think they're Canadian. Well, they got to get better on offense.
Tough to play against these guys.
Yeah, they all talk like they're French Canadian after they watch hockey. It's all about.
I don't know that's
major surgery was needed to fix the Canucks.
Oh,
that's a drop. We doing it. Canucks.
That wasn't that same woman that they hired once to do our intro and said, now the morning after with Tim McCorkin.
I don't think I'm allowed to play that.
That was a guy.
Why not?
I thought. What?
Well, it was at the old station. I don't know if we can.
And there was a woman that said, and here's Frank Cusimano.
That's right.
Cusimano. And the guy said, Tim McCracken.
Quentin McCracken. Doug was with the Rays.
He said McCurkin.
Tim McCorkin.
Yeah, don't you think you'd ask before I do this? How do you pronounce this?
When Joe Buck did the spots, you were about to play it? I don't
No,
want to
just
go ahead.
do it
No,
at
Joe,
6
Doug,
a.m.
let's settle in.
Okay.
No, this is a
the
different one.
got it.
Yeah.
When Joe Buck did the spots for Sound Story, I'm in here doing a podcast with Jackson, QFTA, and Joe calls, and he's just voicing this from his his place a few miles away, and goes, "Hey, I wanted to make sure I had the pronunciation right on this name, and this name, and here's a guy who, sitting on a $75 million contract,
right?
And it's one of those things.
And these people were trying to get jobs as our voice person.
Right.
You'd think
That
they'd want to
part
know.
surprises me, and I don't, like you said, if this person's a news person, if it's a morning news thing, and she's just handed a script, whatever.
Morning After with Tim McCurkin.
He had the production right. He just inserted a K.
Of course, if you were trying out to get a voiceover work for that station, you probably look at what you're going to get paid. Just, I don't care what the names are. Who cares? Here's McCurkin. Do I get it?
Well, a lot of those voiceover people do 1,000 different voiceovers every day.
Listening to Grandpa Sparky McMumbles critique other people talking is peak lack of self-awareness.
Frank Cusimano.
There it is.
That's from Arbor Day. Grandpa Sparky McMumbles?
Well, I don't think I mumble.
I'm going to make that the segment title.
I mumble, I breathe, I hijack, I'm just...
Doesn't seem fair what they're calling you.
I'm just effing a mess. What can play...
Grandpa Sparky McMumbles.
Who exactly has adopted a serious Canadian accent after watching hockey? Stop lying and move back from the mic. It's Harrison's brother, Master.
Well, to let you know, too, just for the people that are complaining now, let's move back from the mic.
Yeah.
When I'm not talking, you see what I've been doing this whole hour, Doug?
What?
When I don't talk?
Turn your mic off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if you said anything in the last hour about get away from the mic is off when I'm not talking. So
Okay. You just turned it off again, didn't you?
What a baller.
Wanna be a baller, shot caller.
Well, stuff happens in local news.
Was that Morgan Ensberg's walk-up song in 2005?
I don't remember, Tim. He was a pretty good player, though.
He had a really big couple of years and then faded.
I was watching yesterday on Netflix, Facing Nolan Ryan. Have you ever seen this?
I've seen that. I love watching documentaries, and I want to watch it.
Yeah,
Is it good? Is it good?
It's pretty good, yeah.
No.
His wife
Have you watched the Madoff one?
I have not.
Oh, I just did.
Did you? Well, would you recommend it, Plowhawk?
Highly recommend it.
All right,
but
there you
I
go.
didn't know
Got things to watch.
I didn't know a lot about the backs. I mean, you know about the Ponzi scheme that.
Yeah.
But what led into it? Kind of his background in finance.
I didn't know that either. I've seen the first episode of 4.
Mm-hmm. You'll love it.
Okay.
2 and 3 are really good.
We had to have some credentials to get all those people to invest their
No, we
money.
did. That's what I wanted to kind of figure out. That's why I'm glad it's really well done with going back to his life, to his childhood, to college days,
Did they talk to him? Because he's still alive.
Yeah, they have snippets and sound bites from Bernie Madoff in prison.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they took that from a different interview or if that was an interview for that actual documentary or show. Really, really good, though, if you don't know a lot of the backstory.
One of his accomplices, I think, was named Doug Vaughn.
Oh,
because he used to be the first thing that showed up on Google as Bernie Madoff associate Doug Vaughn.
Well, he does have 2 guys who really should have fired immediately, but then he's like, "Oh, I'll make him money."
He is still alive, correct?
No, Madoff is dead.
Madoff dead. So this
Did he?
is
When did he die?
Last year.
Last
or I guess a year and a half ago. April 14th, 2021.
Dirt napping.
Yep.
I think the Mets owner got caught up in that, too.
He did.
He lost
They didn't dive into a lot. I wish they would have dove into a lot of celebrity, multimillionaire, billionaires that got caught up in it. I guess why they didn't. But yeah, that's what I really wanted to know because I know the Mets owner. I know there's a couple others.
George Costanza got caught up in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
that was the main storyline, is that he had a toilet app that got taken all his money by Madoff.
If you could have somebody like come clean on something and do a documentary, what would you want to see? I would really want to see Heidi Fleiss do a documentary and name names in her book.
I'd rather see the Epstein list of pedophiles.
I think I'm 100% with you on that, Doug. Absolutely no
question. Who are we protecting? 0 names have come out. 0.
Yeah, I think I'm with that. I'm very interested in that.
Yeah.
Good call.
That whole story. And he mysteriously died. Suicide, don't you know, when the cameras went out? Of course. Sure. We believe all that.
When do you think they'd have given her immunity to give us all the names? So instead of, okay, we don't get you, but we'll get another 50 people if you give us names.
Who are we talking about now?
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Maxwell.
Yeah.
Now, maybe they did, and she said, I'll just go to prison. I'm not giving you names. But you would think somebody with her stature always...
Well, if she gives names, and she'll probably be the next to commit suicide when the cameras aren't working.
Clara Ellen says she wants to see an OJ documentary.
They have those, don't they?
Dude, the best
Been
one.
a few of those.
That docu-series.
JFK assassination. That's from Scissor Me Timbers.
Yeah.
Haven't we seen a few of those too?
Yeah, but
the premise you laid out though was to get the actual truth with everybody.
Oh yeah, but I think the people that actually knew what happened are dead, so we'll never know.
Well,
exactly.
but I mean, I thought it was kind of a fantastic hypothetical, so therefore we're suspending.
Yeah, I think that makes it more
Sign
fun.
me up for the JFK one.
JFK?
That stuff fascinates me.
I don't know. I think I have a good guess on what happened, so I don't know if I want to know that one. The amount of names with Doug's idea, I think that's what intrigues me.
Yeah.
So I think I'm
Because you can
backing
do
up with
something
Doug.
about that still.
Correct. I think, yeah, and a lot of them, most of them are still alive on
Mhm.
that list potentially. So if there is a list, I don't know.
Somebody threw a question at me a couple weeks ago. When you die, if you can go to heaven, who are the 4 people you want to meet? And I think one of them was Lee Harvey Oswald. I want to know, were you the only guy?
Who would say that?
Wouldn't that be wonderful, though?
Oh, he looks like he's a terrible companion.
Well, he's probably not in heaven, but I would like to ask him, who did you work for? Who did you do it alone? Was there somebody else out there? You know,
Oliver Stone has a new documentary. It's out there on the HBO, I think.
Well, he's like,
and he paints it all
Alex
as
Jones.
a CIA. He says it was a CIA hit job.
The Alex Jones of Hollywood.
HBO has some really good documentaries.
Yeah.
They come out with some really good ones, but they don't release them. HBO doesn't come out with enough stuff for me. I like their original series, like more documentary docu-series.
Yeah.
Those are like my jam. I can watch those all day, every day.
I was watching Netflix. I don't know if this speaks lowly of St. Louis or the region, but I think every 6 months they came out with another unsolved mystery or, murder files.
The first 2 are in Missouri, right?
It's
The
like
one
every
were
one you
talking
see,
about?
it's some prison in Missouri.
Yeah, the 3 of the 5 in this docu-series you talk about are like murders and things that happen in Missouri, and all within like it's a nationwide thing, and it's all
like a
within
200-mile range. It's not like Kansas City. It's always like Potosi, Warrenton. It's
After the second one, I backed out. I'm like, is this a Missouri local? Jesus.
Well,
and I did watch the Casey Anthony 4-part documentary.
Okay.
Epstein, JFK, and the Greg Lansky tweet. We never found out what it said. That's from Al in Dadeville. I think a documentary on your guys' golf match against Chris Nagel would be terrific content. If they get to work now, could be ready for the 2027 Sundance Film Festival. It's from Little Tommy Tribbins.
Oh, Joey just got dragged.
Great doc came out on HBO at the end of last year called This Place Rules, and the director got
Trust me,
me
just watch
too'd like 2 days later. This is why we can't have nice things. That's from Juan from PP Corp.
What happened to the director?
Just watched that the other day.
Too'd.
I don't know
What's it on?
It is on HBO. It is.
What is the topic? Is what I meant. I'm sorry.
The topic is he got popular by going around asking people at New Orleans at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning what their biggest fear is or whatever. People give in-depth, ridiculous answers.
Yeah.
He took that to kind of what led up to the January 6th. He interviews both sides of the table, Democrats, Republicans, and just you get a bunch of, obviously ridiculous answers on both sides, both just characters, and kind of paints a picture of, the dystopia there in our political landscape right now. So it's
word.
It's really good. Again, it's just, it makes you sick seeing some of these people actually believe some of the things that they say, but he paints a really good picture.
Guys, I've listened to a couple of podcasts going over the JFK assassination, and a couple of them have mentioned that the final shot came from the Secret Service agent that was on the back of the car. After the first shot, he jumped on, sped off, and at the time the weapons were using renewed, and he accidentally pulled the trigger when the car took off. That's from the 314. Doug, have you ever heard that theory?
No.
I've never heard that.
And you should be able to see, I know it's grainy footage, you should be able to see a portion of that, right?
I didn't think that there was someone on the back of the car. Wasn't JFK the last?
No, but it was the guy running and jumped
God,
on
okay,
it to
not
like
yeah. He was
Jackie was trying to get out.
Right.
He jumped on there to keep her in the car.
Right. Got it.
Oh, she was trying to get out? Is that right?
Yeah.
I felt like she was trying to cover him.
No, she leaned backward as though she was going to try to crawl off the back of the car.
And I don't blame her
Slightly.
either.
He
And
jumped on there.
It's like a fight or flight kind of reaction.
I'm with Tim. I thought she was trying to cover up her husband.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying one is right or wrong as in, ethically. I mean, that's a situation. Holy crap. But that's what I always thought. I didn't know that was the case.
And I thought the Secret Service agent was jumping in the car to protect her.
Yeah, that's what he was doing.
Yeah, he was like body shielding, I think, at the time.
But I mean, for more bullets,
badass.
not so she wouldn't get out of the car. Who's going to get out of a running car when her husband's lying with his brains?
I think it's just that chaotic reaction of let me get the hell out of this situation.
It is 9:05 in St. Louis. We'll close out the appliance discounter's 8 o'clock hour and bring the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour too, which will include the Design Air heating and cooling email today. Jackson and I will go down the hallway, and we're gonna deal with it today. I think today is
have handed to you.
We're gonna deal with it today. That's on 101 ESPN. The program is called Balloon Party. And it's driven by the great people at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota. Sign up for the TMA Listener of the Month, brought to you by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to a brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Sign up, and then the dais will vote on who gets it. And then you are entered in to be the Listener of the Year at the year-end awards. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, TMA boys and ladies. Throw on some beads and celebrate Party Gras at the DB's Tent in Soulard, Saturday, February 18th. Party under the huge heated tent on the parade route in Soulard with a premium open bar, tons of private restrooms, and in and out access. Hello. Live music on the 360 Vodka stage from the Teenage Dirtbags, Mod Sun, and the Nitty Gritty Dirtbags. Giveaways on site courtesy of Johnny Brock's Dungeon Party Warehouse. Must be 21 or older. Tickets are on sale now. Get all the details and find the link to purchase your tickets for the Party Gras DB's Tent in Soulard at dbsportsbar.com. Brought to you by Jameson, High Noon, and Randall's Wines and Spirits.
Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert, is here again today. Ryan, rates continue to be up. They're going higher, but still a good time to buy a house?
Absolutely. I got to tell you, we have this old saying at the office, marry the house, date the rate. Hear me out. Let's think about a house that was maybe $400,000 for sale. A year ago, with multiple offers, that house might have cost you $450,000 or even $500,000 to get it done. But now you could probably get that for below list, maybe even $350,000. So you can get the house at a big discount as opposed to what it might have cost you last year. And yes, rates are a little bit higher, but at thehomeloanexpert.com, we will refinance your loan with no fees when rates come down. So again, you marry the house, you fall in love with the house, but you date the rate, knowing that, you're probably going to refi it and get that rate down to keep that payment nice and low. These are the reasons why you need to be working with the expert. If you're even considering buying a home, don't wait. Don't let those higher rates scare you. Work with the experts. Got questions? Ready to get pre-approved? Apply online today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Metallica in the round. M72 World Tour. Live from the 50-yard line of the Dome at America Center. Metallica. 2 nights, 2 different sets. Friday, November 3rd with Pantera and Mammoth WVH. Sunday, November 5th with Five Finger Death Punch and Ice 9 Kills. Get access to preferred tickets with your city card. Single-day tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Metallica. Presented by Blackened American Whiskey and Liquid Death.
Metallica coming to St. Louis Friday, November 3rd with Pantera and Mammoth WVH. Then November 5th with Five Finger Death Punch and Ice 9 Kills. 2 nights, 2 different sets. No repeat weekend. Single-day tickets from Metallica's M72 World Tour on sale Friday, January 20th at 10 a.m. You can win tickets to the Sunday night show. Metallica in the round at the 50-yard line. 2 nights, 2 different sets, 2 different opening acts. Listen on the TMA app and at TMASTL.com for a chance to win tickets. Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award. And if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Whoever said there's nothing new under the sun hasn't been to the new Press Restaurant, located near Jefferson and 44 next to the Lucky Accomplice, and features the soon-to-be famous Smash Pizza. What's a Smash Pizza? It's a pizza stuffed with toppings, pressed, then topped with even more local farm ingredients. Located just 5 minutes from our baseball, hockey, and soccer venues, Press is open Thursday through Monday with daily specials 4 to 6, and they can cater your business lunch or dinner, with delivery available on Postmates and Uber Eats. Who says there's nothing new under the sun? Check out the new Press Restaurant today.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
105.7 HD2, the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
Ba-da-da. Thank you, Plowsy.
I got you, dog.
Doesn't this put you in a good mood?
I love this song. They have a couple good ones. Taxi Cab, Smoke Rings.
Oh, you bet.
Smoke Rings is a good one.
You gotta glow.
Little glowworm glow.
Yeah, I'll be playing this at Jamaica during one of our 4 orgies next week.
There's going to be 4 of them?
There could not be a worse song for an orgy than just
Worst song for an orgy, Doug, go.
Well, probably this one.
Cassie Moore.
I didn't see orgy on the itinerary, but I'll go back and check.
Actually, it's on the 4th page of your packet. It's under optional.
Oh, good.
Parentheses.
Good. Okay.
Caller Ellen says regarding Jackie Kennedy, she was trying to pull the Secret Service agent into the car. Craig O'Neill, who I worked with in Little Rock, who I guess listens to the show, says she was quoted as saying she was trying to grab the part of his skull that was blown off and brain that was blown off. That's from a documentary on History Channel a while back. So there we go. We got 2 different things from Craig O'Neill, who is an anchor in Little Rock, and from Caller Ellen.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows what goes through your mind at a time like that. Yeah, and all these years later, we still don't have the definitive word on what it was. And may never get it, I guess.
They keep delaying the release of the files on it, right? Because the Freedom of Information Act allowed it, but then they had a special thing on it. It was supposed to come out in 2018, but they kept moving it back.
Yeah. You would think they would only move it back to protect somebody, whether that's the Kennedy family or the people that did it.
Yeah, more likely the latter.
Yeah.
If you're not orgying to steadfast eyes, you're not orgying. That's from KG in O-Town.
Yeah, but my best friend's is a horrible one.
That's a bad one to have an orgy to?
Oh, jeez.
I think it's good. My
How long does
hometown of Atlanta.
Jackson, are you getting nervous as it gets closer to spending 4 nights in the same bed as one of the most famous adult starlets in the history of the game?
No, she's so cool, and I don't know, we have a lot of similar interests, sports, BS, you know. I think it'll be fun. I think it will be a really good time. She's such a sweet, personable person, so I think it's going to be great.
When you do your sound story, when you're 80 years old, this will be one of the stories you probably bring back.
There you go.
Remember the day when you got to do that?
It's
telling the grandkids. And we played Best Friends by Cassie Moore during this orgy in Jamaica.
Yeah. And I really got into it once she said, and I hold their hand up, talking about her hometown of Atlanta, of course.
Yeah. I think that's a special moment for all of us. Not from Atlanta.
My best friends. My best friends. So good. Or is it my real friends?
I don't know.
I think it's real
My
friends.
real friends.
So good.
Okay.
All right, fine.
Yes,
if you wanted me to go to it, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to. Dear Deidra, my wife's lover described her as dynamite in bed. I'll repeat the sentence. Dear Deidra, my wife's lover described her as dynamite in bed.
Well, a little bisexual action.
I don't know if I'm more angry about her affair or the fact that she could actually put some effort into having sex. She's never been adventurous in bed, and it's something I've always struggled with. So I was devastated when I discovered her affair. I'm 54, and my wife's 52. We've been married for 18 years and have 2 daughters, aged 16 and 14.
We don't need to know how old the daughters are.
To the outside world, we have the perfect marriage, but our relationship has become one of friendship. It hurts so much to discover the saucy messages on her phone.
Oh.
How many people in the outside world know who you are?
She clearly found her mojo with this man, as there were photos of her in saucy underwear and fruity messages about their sessions.
If I can interrupt, did you say man?
Yeah.
And what about the beginning? She said my wife said she was the best in bed.
My wife's lover described her as dynamite in bed. The lover could be a gentleman.
Okay.
Could be a lady. In this case, gentleman.
Icky.
Thank you. When I confronted her, she admitted she had bumped into an old friend while out shopping. They swapped numbers, started messaging, and it developed into an affair.
Oh.
The thing is, my wife had a hysterectomy a year ago, and although she's on HRT, sex seemed to be the last thing that was on her mind. With me, she only complains about the post-operative pain, but refuses to go to her doctor. I am always the one to initiate sex, because even though our sex life is dull, I love getting close to her. I still love her, but at my age, I can't help but wonder if I've wasted the last 18 years with someone who has betrayed me. My heart is torn as to whether we can make this work or not. I can't forgive or forget, and the trust will never return. Is there any point in carrying on with the relationship? Well, this is a tough one, isn't it, this morning, Doug?
You just answered your own question. Get out.
Let's see what Deidra says.
Okay.
Only if she's truly sorry. She's betrayed you and needs to apologize sincerely. The trust isn't going to come back overnight, but I do hear from couples who manage to kickstart their relationship after an incident of cheating. Tell her your marriage is only half alive at the moment. You both need to make more effort. Ask her why she hasn't been more interested in sex with you. My support pack is she not keen on sex can help.
Just make things up as you go along.
Heck of a support pack.
A second support pack, cheating. Can you get over it? It will help.
God almighty.
But she needs to see her GP to have the pain investigated. Both your children will be happier if you can make this work, and you sound as if you still love her. You would also benefit from couples counseling, which can be arranged via Tavistock.
What? She's trying to make a buck off this?
It sounds like it.
I would like a support pack that says cheating. Is it good for you?
It's just a little pamphlet. You read it and then you get over it?
It's an email. Dodom's got a couple of them.
She actually sent away for it?
It's not even an attachment. It's an email of her explaining what you should do.
Copy and paste situation.
And did he pay for that?
No.
Do you have to pay for the support pack?
No. You just say, can I get your support pack? Dodom did, and she sends an email back.
So it's somewhat legitimate?
I got to talk to this Deidra.
Somebody that made up the
What do you
story
ask
and makes
Deidra?
up the answer.
Well, I got to tell her she's got to start charging for these support packs.
You don't like her business model.
We can't just give it away for free. What's the point? Unless she's got some sort of interest in Tavistock.
She can go to the.
She has equity in Tavistock.
Obviously, that's one of her sponsors. But you can go to the radio or wherever you work for,
the Sun,
the company,
UK.
or the Sun, and say, look, I've sent out 25 support packs this week. People are actually listening and reading, and they get a sponsor, like Tavistock.
What is Tavistock exactly?
It used to. I think they used to have a thing down in Florida. Tigers, Windermere, the club Tiger belonged to, and then the club Sorenstam and Ernie Els belonged to, Lake Nona. They would have a match each year, and it was called the Tavistock Cup.
Okay, but what exactly is Tavistock?
I don't know. But
Since 1948, Tavistock Relationship's been building an international reputation as a leading training and research center in the therapeutic and psychoeducational approaches to supporting couples.
Okay.
There you go, Doug.
A couples therapy center.
I think Tiger's Club was Isleworth, actually. So Isleworth would play Lake Nona. It's called the Tavistock Cup. So I guess there was a lot of cheating going on in Florida where a lot of those people needed that.
I don't know. Well, there's a lot of couples that probably go through therapy when cheating's not the problem.
So Tavistock went that. I don't think that thing goes on anymore because nobody really lives there anymore.
Nobody lives where?
Well, Tiger doesn't live in Windermere, so I don't think they do that anymore. So Tavistock took their money and put it into Dear Deidra.
Oh.
Doug, did you know that Steph Claire Smith revealed what gets her excited in the bed?
No, I didn't know.
Steph Claire Smith, influencer.
Oh, Jesus. Holy
That's a whole
crap.
job now today, isn't it? Influencer.
Why don't we become influencers?
We're not good enough.
Anybody.
We're not douchey enough, I can tell you that.
SGO Kai calls himself an influencer.
You gotta really hate yourself to be an influencer.
Is that right?
Yes.
It's a self-loathing byproduct.
You should.
Isn't it the opposite, where you really think you're fantastic and need to share everything about your life to the world?
Oh, those are the people I
It depends
hate
how
so
many.
much.
It all
They
depends on
think they care
followers.
what they do in their lives. It's unbelievable.
If you have a lot of followers, you're called an influencer. It doesn't matter. Lana Rhodes is considered an influencer.
Lana hits at 9:21.
She has 1 million followers because she's porn. She's in porn.
Yeah.
Not an influencer. People watch you and jerk.
Oh.
Well, she's much more of an influencer than some of these random Joe Schmo that'll just hawk a product with like 15 viewers and say you're an influencer.
A fitness influencer has revealed how she doesn't watch pornography.
Yeah, those are the worst kind of influencers.
Oh.
Fitness ones.
But there is one thing that gets her going in the bedroom. Steph Claire Smith opened up the conversation about pornography with her Keep It Cleaner co-founder, Laura Henshaw, in the podcast's most recent episode. Quote, I have a question for you. Do you like porn? She asked Henshaw, to which the brunette laughed and said she was indifferent. The mother of one then said she doesn't watch porn and has nothing against people who do, but it doesn't excite her in the slightest. But she has been reading Colleen Hoover's Ugly Love, which had an impact on her sex life.
Was there a reporter on the scene taking
Is
notes
this
for
a
all
story that somebody doesn't watch porn?
I think so.
This is a story?
As I was reading this novel, I realized that this is my kind of porn. It did some things to me. Basically what happened, I was reading this book in bed with Josh. And he's like trying to give me the eyes that he wanted to have sex. And I was looking at him like, no, this book was way too good. And I was right in the middle of one of those chapters. Henshaw then interjected to point out that instead of having sex with her husband, Steph was imagining herself in the book. I know, Smith laughed back. I kept reading, and when I was reading the page, I was so excited about it that I put the book down and did the deed. And he was like, wow, what book are you reading? She then read a raunchy excerpt from the book to make her point. The conversation was posted to Instagram with a caption, okay, I did not expect this question, or what followed it. Are books anyone else's thing, or is it just Steph? Hundreds of social media users then gave their feelings.
Ooh, hundreds.
Yes, felt the same way reading the first chapter of Layla by Colleen Hoover. And this is now next on my list. Fellow influencer Mitch Orville.
Okay, that's enough. We don't need to know what Mitch Orville's doing. What he thinks, what he's doing.
Mitch Orville in the engineer design facilities.
And you've got to be pretty good that if your guy in bed with you, Mitch is his name?
Mitch Orville.
Josh, whoever.
Josh, you probably had a seaweed wrap on.
Looks over and she can read in his eyes he wants to have sex, and then she can just look at him in his eyes. He can read her eyes. She said no. Why don't you say you want to have sex, honey? No. I can read his eyes. He wanted. Then he could read mine, and I didn't want to. My ass.
Makes for a better story this way.
I'm reading.
What is it about Mitch Orville that turns
It's
you
just
on?
everything. I've never liked the guy.
I would like to hear an excerpt.
Not me. Oh.
So basically, you're into JOI. You just like people talking dirty.
Who is Mitch Orville, and why is he chirping?
He started the popcorn thing.
Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah.
Orville Moody.
Is there more Orville Wright?
Well, this guy's probably the most popular Orville been on this show.
Mitch Orville.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we care what this lady
We
has to
don't.
say about a book?
But how's the story
Jackson
end, Tim?
sends links over. That was it.
That's the Jackson. That was the link you sent over today.
I thought it was hot.
It wasn't even an actual story.
It was a recapping of a conversation on a fitness podcast.
But that's like half of the New York Post articles.
We didn't even get an
It's just
excerpt.
transcribing podcasts.
It's like subtitled to a
And then
conversation.
social media's reactions to it.
There's
One Twitter user said,
There's no wider delta of information you'll get on New York Post. You'll get stories like that, and then they'll have exclusives, like big exclusive stories.
they are covering the situation on Good Morning America
Oh, my God.
3 as if it is recounting, take your pick of whatever biggest news story. It is every time I go to New York Post, it's TJ Holmes and Amy Rohrbach.
Who had an
Exclusive.
affair? They were co-anchors and
That's
had an affair.
correct.
It's the top
Robot.
like every third day. It's the top article, and then there's 3 smaller articles underneath it.
I think they would only do that if they got a bunch of people reading the story online.
I guess
they probably put it on their website, and thousands of
Oh,
people
you're
read it.
100% right.
So
Oh,
they said, well,
absolutely.
okay, just keep doing that.
Absolutely.
I would like to have the job of being in charge of a website that you post a story and then just screenshot 25 tweets, and that's your article. A sad day as such and such passed away. She got plenty of love on Twitter, and you just 35 tweets, and there's your article.
You want that job
because you do nothing. You don't write.
Well, you can have that job now.
What?
With doing nothing.
Well, yeah, but
You want more cash.
You want a second job doing nothing.
But doing nothing would be me saying, bad day at the laundromat yesterday. This is what happened. And then I tweeted out, and here's the responses. Jim said he didn't like it. Orville Redenbacher said, never happened.
Orville Redenbacher.
Mitch Orville.
Never
Mitch
happened.
Orville.
Pumpkinhead. I had the same thing happen to me at the laundromat sign.
proposing a blog.
Jimmy Johnson. Yeah,
Plowsy, you're a douche. That's from Josh Tuna. Just out of nowhere.
What
the hell?
Reminds me of the balloon party
Absolutely
text line.
suck it, man. I ain't into that.
Josh Tuna.
Go to hell.
That was a
I'm
guy's
here to
last
stay.
name.
I can't find this Mitch Orville.
I ain't got time for these people today, man.
Was that his name in the article, Josh Tuna?
No, it was in the text inbox. I don't know. It was in caps. Plowsy, you're a douche. Joshy Tuna.
Because Josh was the guy laying next to bed to the influencer, but I didn't think his last name was
That's correct. Two separate Joshes.
100% Josh Tuna tried to be a fitness influencer and got no viewers.
You think that's what this is about?
Yeah, no one.
I got to tell you, Doug, I don't call out specific hands. Do I think you have Queen Jack suited? I do, but I give probabilities. And I think Plowhawk's probability on this has about 10%.
Really?
I think it's live. I mean, now Plowhawk is saying Joshy Tuna is a fitness influencer, and that's why he's upset.
Oh, I'm not saying he's an influencer. You actually have to influence people to do that. I think he attempted to. I think there's a difference between influencing people and being a complete waste of space.
There's nobody listening to the show that's ever been into fitness.
Oh, no, we had Fit Chick. Remember that throwback?
Oh, yeah. KG in O-Town goes to the gym every day now.
Yeah, he's got a nice tight body.
Yeah, he does.
Cycling back on. What the hell's going on right now? Thanks. Old Appleton stepdad. He had to go in for some country time lemonade, and he's got some out on the porch now and rocking back and forth.
The ground's frozen. I don't know what he's doing.
It's him now. What are these guys doing now?
Well, the name of the town is Old Appleton.
Yeah, and he's the stepdad.
Yeah.
Isn't it like population 75?
It's not very big. You see it on the way down to Cape Girardeau. There's an exit.
Yeah, it's a
Old Appleton.
The population is 70.
70 people.
In 2021, it was the census of 70 people.
And one of them is the old Appleton stepdad.
Yeah. It was at 73 in 2020, so.
It's farmers.
Well, in about 4 days, we'll be drinking some Old Appleton rum.
Nice.
Sick.
They have that down there, do they?
Well, Appleton rum is from Jamaica.
Think about that, Doug.
Okay. You like rum, do you?
Bring home a bottle. Nah, not particularly.
No. Okay.
Just to mention real quick, the prize for today's email today is, again, Adam Sandler tickets, baby.
My goodness.
Adam Sandler
wow.
Every day this week, so email in, man.
Email in. You have 20 minutes for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Meal. You get Adam Sandler tickets for February 10th. And that's Friday or Saturday, right?
Friday.
How do you do?
Yeah. Be a fun thing to go to.
Yeah, see, if the Chappelle Rock thing would have happened on a Friday or Saturday, it wouldn't have had the impact for me.
Well, hopefully he'll arrive sooner than halfway through the show. You would think.
He's on tour, so I think he's on a pretty tight schedule where he can't really mess around.
Adam Sandler is?
Yeah.
That one doesn't get me as fired up as Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, but yet I'm still fired up about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that one fires me up as much as anybody.
So you put Adam Sandler with, who would be another somebody from like the SNL era he was on, who was touring with. That's the thing. I mean, you had Chappelle and Rock together. That's what made it like, you gotta go. But the Adam Sandler, if it was, you didn't have, you'd go, holy crap, Adam Sandler is going to be here. And he's, I can't imagine he's been to St. Louis much. Have you seen him, Jackson?
That's a bucket list one I want to see.
I don't think I've ever seen him do a stand-up routine.
It's a lot of music.
I interviewed him.
There you go, Doug.
Well, this is about Adam Sandler. So how about you?
Well, Tim just said, has he ever been in St. Louis?
Okay.
He was here for The Longest Yard.
He was here for The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds and Chris Rock.
Oh.
I interviewed all of them.
How was he?
He was fun. He sat there and answered questions and was a delight. Burt Reynolds thanked me profusely when I said you should have won the Academy Award for Boogie Nights. He said, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
There you go,
But
Doug.
he
Yeah,
still
Adam Sandler.
remembered that up until he's passed, right?
Yeah. He was supposed to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Burt Reynolds was.
I got a picture of me interviewing Adam Sandler.
I think I got the second base in a Peoria movie theater when watching
With
Longest
Adam
Yard.
Sandler?
No. Let me finish.
Mitch Orville?
Watching The Longest Yard. Mitch Orville behind me.
Mitch Orville.
Where was Joshy doing that?
Getting some reps in outside the theater.
Oh.
Now, Adam Sandler is promoting surprise special guest.
I'm curious.
Do you want to announce who it is?
I like
You
that
know who
idea.
it is?
No. So I don't know if it'll be a big name or it's just they're throwing it out there with a special guest. You know, maybe it's Ashy Gray or whatever his name is.
You mean Ashy Simp?
Gray. We don't want him.
Oh, not
DJ
Ashy
Trauma?
Larry. Not Ashy Simp. Ashy Larry, yeah.
But he's saying special surprise guest. I don't know. Maybe he'll bring one of his SNL people.
Probably so. Maybe Bob Barker, who he beat up unmercifully.
He did. Let's bring a bottle of rum I can get at Schnucks back from Jamaica. You don't have to interject all the time. Take a breather, but not into the mic. That's from Mr. 63011. Wow, wow, wow.
Oh.
That guy took a heel turn.
I don't believe you can find Appleton rum at Schnucks.
I think 63011 just pissed because I think he made like a cameo in the video, in the golf video.
That golf cart was flying around, I'm telling you.
It sure was. Yeah. He wants to see the video. And he wants to see it now.
I think he's pissed, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year.
Well, I like when they squirm and are waiting for things. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah. That was our intention, is to lead people into thinking, sure, you think you're going to see the video in a week or so. No, it's going to be 8 or 9 months.
Oh, they camera? They don't even have film.
Yeah.
There's
Develop
no
it
tape
all.
in there?
No. We got to send it away.
Well, Adam Sandler tickets for the Design Air Heating and
that's
Cooling
nice.
email today. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. It's my insurance agent, and I'd like to recommend him to everybody. 314-961-4800. Or go online at carltoninsurance.net. Customer service, a lost art, but not at James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency in Webster Groves. 314-961-4800. You go online and check out the Google reviews, and you will see 303 5-star reviews. Design Air, Heating and Cooling. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I'm a client of both, and I am thrilled that I am with James Carlton. 314-961-4800. Go online at carltoninsurance.net. Mr. Lick says he can get Appleton run for $20 from DoorDash.
Oh, really? Okay, so you don't have to go to Jamaica.
I didn't say how expensive it was. I just said I don't think you can go to Schnucks and buy a bottle of Appleton rum.
Looks like it's a total wine.
That's not Schnucks.
That's not. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, why don't you go to Schnucks, too? I bet you can probably buy a bottle of J. Ray Nephew. Just try to get that. Maybe Schnucks sells that. It's only $54,000.
$54,000 for a bottle?
Just have Orville Redenbacher and Jimmy Tuna.
Doug, it's Mitch Orville and Joshy Tuna.
It's Jay Ray and nephew.
Guys, I just pulled it up. Appleton rum is $21.99 at the Loughborough Schnooks.
Is it really? You can get it
You
in
chicken
South City.
skin duffel bag.
Well, first of all, I didn't say it was
Duffel bag.
First of all, I didn't say it was expensive. I just said it's made in Jamaica, and I don't believe that you can buy it at Schnucks.
They got it down there in Loughborough.
Well, so one, South City store will sell Appleton rum.
Doug, you think the one in Hampton Village has it or not?
I don't know. I
didn't say it was expensive. All I said was we'll be drinking Appleton rum in Jamaica. I took a tour of the plant one time. It's pretty cool.
You can all and should bring back free Appleton rum from the resort, or in Jackson's case, drink a lot of it because when some British girl wants him to explore the birthday hall, he'll have confidence. That's from Carlos Spicy Wiener. Jackson, what if a lass in Jamaica will play, but she only wants birthday hole? How do you handle that?
If she's British, I'll waive all policies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really my thing.
That's your kink.
I wouldn't say kink. I would just say my interest.
You like British girls?
Yeah.
Why is that?
The accent is crazy. I think it's awesome.
Australian? How about them?
Yeah, that's tier 1A.
New Zealand.
Tier 1B.
South Africa. What about it?
That reminds me too much of Gareth.
Oh.
What about a Cockney?
If it's like a white Cockney, like Michael Caine.
Hi, Governor.
That's a little Dick Van Dyke-ish.
Take me to the birthday hall.
Oh. It was like Michael Caine's Cockney accent. I'm all in.
Yeah.
Guys, they use Appleton rum in the bread pudding at Sharkle House. That's for Newport eligible.
You can get some there.
Well, if it was rum pudding, yes, not banana pudding.
Hey, Iggy, any words on KG and O-Town joining the show and putting you in the cuck corner? That's from Doug's plumber.
I don't understand the question.
No, I don't either. Don't get it.
Who the F is typing a novel? Between that and the nose whistle, I can barely hear the show. That's from Aunt Peg.
Plowsy was typing up a Dickens.
I was typing up.
A moment ago.
Let me start another poll. Can you hear Plowsy typing?
I type 98 words a minute, bro.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. So, again.
Hunt and peck or hands on home row?
Oh, no, the one class in high school that I loved that I took, I'm glad I took when keyboarding, typing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can all day, man.
Mace Dog in that class?
No, I don't think I had anybody in that class. They missed out, though. Super easy.
It is definitely a skill you use your whole life.
Oh, my gosh. I can't get over the fact that, like, how quickly I can do it, too, and it was well worth it.
I was good in high school, and then I just stopped doing it. And now I type with the one hand.
They put that cover over the keyboard?
I'm a one-finger typer.
And that's how he did it?
Yeah.
Doug, here's Mike Francesa talking about his acting in Uncut Gems.
Okay.
Featuring Adam Sandler.
All right, hit the lever plow.
Which is our prize for the design.
Ben in Illinois. Mike, I really liked you in Uncut Gems. Have you ever thought about doing more acting or been approached? Has anybody else contacted me about doing any acting? The answer is no. They have not. Would I listen? Absolutely. I love doing it. I really liked working with Sandler, but I do like doing it. I did like doing it. I think it comes fairly naturally to me. I didn't need a lot of takes, although they do a lot of takes anyway. See, I'm always a guy that likes to do things in one take.
You just said you didn't
in my
act.
profession. I like to handle things live. That's always been my way. I had two scenes. I wound up doing, one was at the table when he came into the restaurant. The other one was in the kitchen when I was yelling at the guy about the Caesar salad. And he was making a big bet. And he gave me a watch. I did the one at the table. We probably did like 15 or 20 takes. The one in the kitchen, which was very hot, we probably did about 8 takes. Something like that. But I enjoyed doing it. I was there for one day, and it was a lot of fun. Would I do it again? Absolutely. But again, they're gonna have to call me. I'm not seeking any roles or trying to get into the business. I'm not doing that.
There it is.
Take a pay cut. Yeah.
I mean, that was a 1:20 clip that could have been summed up in 10 seconds.
He kept saying how much he enjoyed
it. He kept saying, I really enjoyed it.
He was good in it. I'll give him that.
Would you get tired as an actor doing 22 takes on every scene?
Yeah. David Fincher's the king of making people. I think it broke Jake Gyllenhaal one time. Like 120 takes on one scene.
Oh, that's stupid.
I was watching a Aubrey Plaza interview on Seth Meyer, and she was talking about the movie I saw last week, Dirty Grandpa, with Robert De Niro. And the very end of the movie, the whole premise of the movie with her is that she wants to have sex with Robert De Niro because she thinks he's a professor, college professor. And the very end of the movie, they do get in bed together. And the scene probably takes 20 seconds. She just kind of jumps on top of him with a thong on, and they start going up and down. She said that scene took all day to film.
Oh.
And it was like 20 seconds.
Did De Niro write this film where he has sexual intercourse with a girl like, in her mid to late 30s?
No, he didn't write it. But she said the only reason she took the role is they wanted her to read for the lead role for Josh.
Joshy Tuna.
No, what's his name? The good-looking dude who's Josh.
Doug, who's
Come
a
on.
good-looking guy.
Josh Tuna.
Josh Tuna.
I don't
Josh DeMille.
Hartnett.
Josh DeMille, who's married to Fergie.
Mitch Orville.
No, if somebody wants to pull up Dirty Grandpa,
Doug, was it Josh DeMille?
I don't know who it
Josh
is.
Hartnett. He was in Pearl Harbor.
I think you're right.
I said that earlier.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
And it's,
I heard 9,000 Joshes coming out.
the person you're thinking of is Zac Efron.
All right, Zac Efron.
Guys,
okay.
Aubrey Plaza at 9:40. Thank you.
Zac
That's from
Efron.
No More Ass Play. He's the doctor who tracks all these times.
Dirty Grandpa's at 10% on Rotten
I was close to it.
Great story, Iggy. Take a lap. That's
was
from
Zac
Doug
Efron.
Supreme.
Anyway, she wanted the role of the girl who was going after Zac Efron. That's what they wanted her to read for, and she said, "I want the role of De Niro because I want to have sex with Robert De Niro."
That's what she said.
Here's the critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes about Dirty Grandpa. Like a Werther's original drop down a sewer drain, Dirty Grandpa represents the careless fumbling of a classic talent that once brought pleasure to millions.
So they're not high on it.
No. 10%.
Would you give it good or bad?
I've never seen the picture.
I enjoyed it.
Sneezins is bad.
I've never seen a movie that has 10% of Rotten T's, and I liked it, so I would assume bad.
How many people reviewed it, though?
137 reviews.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Too small for samples.
It's not enough.
And
Not
then
enough. Just
25,000
bashing
audience
him.
reviews.
Couple thousand. She was good in it, though. She was her typical.
Do you find yourself falling in love with Aubrey Plaza?
It's your new celebrity crush.
Seems as if.
I think it is, yeah.
So are you in love?
No, I love her work. I think she's quirky. She's funny. She's never taking herself seriously.
Have you finished Parks and Rec yet?
Yeah, I'm on season 5.
Is it? It's good, right?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I
Yeah,
was
and
wary
she's great in
'cause-
that. She's starting to open up a little bit. She's not as
Oh, she
dark
is
as she used
so
to
freaking good. Yeah.
Gaga's now yesterday's news, and you're on to Plaza.
be. But Amy Poehler's very good in that, too.
Guys, learn Lana Rhoades and Aubrey Plaza all in one show. I hit the parlay. That's from the weightlifting podcast.
Well, they can't pay out that much.
What do you mean you hit the parlay? God forbid I like an actress.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about it. Come on, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Sydney Sweeney was.
Yeah, well,
That
once
was a popular one.
Euphoria starts up and she takes her top off again, I'll talk about her.
Oh.
I know. I love that show, but man, it makes me have weird feelings after I watch it, though.
What are we talking about now?
feelings?
It's just like, it's dark. It's intense.
Euphoria?
Yeah.
Zendaya just won the Golden Globe for that.
Actually,
Luis
shut up,
Zendaya?
Yeah,
old
Tony
kicker?
Zendaya was with the
Yeah.
Cowboys, correct?
Uh-huh.
He got second for his role.
Yeah, I think she won over.
Butcher.
No, Julia Garner was. She won for supporting actress. Zendaya was lead actress. And she won. She is good in it.
Is she? Well, I haven't seen a lot of these pictures.
No, you should watch Euphoria. It's pretty good. You got HBO Max, don't you?
Yeah.
Euphoria is a good show.
Okay. I don't have that kind of time to watch everything.
I'm just trying to kill till we get to the email.
I kind of got.
We're
I get
fine. I was just letting you guys talk it over.
Yeah, I get a sense of euphoria every time I put on my Mugsies.
That's right, Plowhawk.
There it is.
that
There it is.
Better-
Doug, there it is.
It's like Yuri Collins dishing out an assist.
Thanks, Dougie.
Most comfortable and stylish men's jeans on planet Earth because they're designed by dudes for dudes. I'm talking about Mugsy, the most damn comfortable denim ever made and designed to fit you perfectly every single time. Say goodbye to old, tight jeans that make your legs feel like they're being squeezed because Mugsies are crafted from their insane stretch material that moves and grooves with you and creates airflow down below. You never turn down a holiday party or a tailgate or anything like that again because it's too cold. because now you're covered like a tasty little pig in a blanket.
Oh.
Thanks to Muggsy, they keep those acorns perfectly nice and toasty. So head to Muggsy.com right now. Staples that every guy needs in his closet. Not just jeans, but flannels, jackets, you name it. I got those joggers a couple days ago. They are outstanding pants. And, of course, they have their world-famous jeans. So use promo code TMA when you head to Muggsy.com. And with that promo code, that gets you 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns. Again, promo code is TMA at Muggsy.com. 10% off your entire order. Free shipping and free returns. Free your balls once and for all and experience life-changing comfort with Muggsy.
There it is. Doug Muggsy. Michelob Ultra sponsor the studios here. The Ryan Kelly Morning After. Michelob Ultra, 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's Michelob Ultra studio sponsor and sponsor of our golf tournaments this coming year. And I guess we can have our own golf tournament in Jamaica. $1,000 a man in.
I'm out.
All right, that'll wrap
Can we
it
make it 2,000?
Yeah, like I say, too cheap for me.
Well, I'm not bringing my clubs, so I'm.
Jackson, you bring your clubs?
I plan to. I mean, I got this travel bag.
I'm bringing mine.
Even if I had a travel bag, I'm not lugging them.
Yeah, I don't want to worry about them.
I'm bringing a golf glove and golf shoes.
It's going to cost you another $30 or $40 too with the luggage fees.
It feels so weird playing without my clubs. I feel like, I don't know, it's like wearing someone else's underwear.
I don't know. For me, a shank is a shank, and I can do it with any club.
Doug, I've been working in the simulator, and I'm anxious to see if that simulator will translate to the Jamaican golf courses. I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. You know?
I have to navigate the hawk.
Yeah, they got the hawk up off the ocean blue. Would you call it the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, or the Caribbean Sea? Or Caribbean Sea?
I've always called it the Caribbean Sea. I don't know how much wind it is. I don't know how close it is to the ocean.
She sent us that picture.
I haven't seen the
close.
course.
Yeah.
She sent us a picture. It looks like it's, maybe
we have caddies.
Quarter mile.
Walk in there and ask what the course record is.
Stan will be there from Belle Reve. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today with Adam Sandler tickets on the line. Wow, what a prize.
Yeah, it's a nice gift.
Unbelievable.
Sure it is.
Morning, guys. Hey, are there any posts on the fan page yet about Chip Caray? Oh, what's that? There were about 15 posts about the same damn thing within 5 minutes of one another. Good Lord, these Facebook Hoosiers. How about next time you're so giddy and excited to be the hashtag first person to post your typo-riddled thoughts on a dumb HD2 show fan page, you take a deep breath, put down the QT hot dog, and actually take the 3 seconds to scroll down and see some moron who's equally not as funny as you are already beat you to it. None of you are unique, clever, or special. Thanks. Great show today. Crestwood Coyote. Wow.
Crestwood to Coyote.
Not happy.
No, it's not happy at all.
Morning, fellas. Have any of you noticed that Iggy and Plowboy have essentially switched roles over the past couple years? Hear me out. 2 years ago, Iggy was the goofy guy behind the glass who would hop in to tell stories of how many prostitutes he's had sex with or how in his vast Hito experience people of different cultures maintain different bush lengths.
Oh!
All of it funny anecdotes. Plowboy, on the other hand, understandably, as he was always under the threat of self-furlough, was the angry guy who would routinely go off on listeners, tell us how stupid we are or that we suck. Juxtapose that to today. Plowboy is a happy-go-lucky guy who hops in to share stories of that fire weed, that diggity-dank, or cracking jokes at dump truck drinks expense. Other than the Cardinals, which for some unknown reason he has scalding hot takes on, he's pretty chill. Iggy, on the other hand, seems to dislike anyone who is interested in the show, even people who he presumably was friends with at one point. Biff, Licks, Daddy Padre, Beer Cats, KG and O-Town, all people that Iggy seems to dislike for some reason. Hell, he's even pissed at the woman who filleted him and sent him breast pics on his DMs because she threw up and used towels. Wouldn't most 70-year-old men deal with just about anything for a 30-year-old? Jackson, did you read this before?
I didn't
Come on,
Jackson. That's
Jackson.
on me. It's on me. It's tough for me to read and listen at the same time. That's on me. I'll wear it.
To service him. Not a criticism, just an observation. Toodaloo, that's from Dingle My Berry.
Oh.
That one's on me. I'll wear it.
Dingle me berries.
There are so many sponsorship opportunities going to waste, and TMA is missing out on material dollars. I have several sketches and bits that I would personally like to sponsor, and I'm sure many other listeners in the audience would be willing to pitch in. For starters, can I please sponsor Iggy's Heavy Breathing?
Yeah, if we could monetize that, it'd be sweet.
Every time the president of the Ken Earhart fan club does his Darth Vader impression, you can say something like this: wrinkled old bag of bones, desperately gasping for air like a drowning cat, has been brought to you by the JV golf coach. Can I also please sponsor the spanking of Jackson? I've got $50 if the Mizzou fanboy screams my name while he receives his swat, and another $50 if Jackson straddles his Frank Haith body pillow.
Why do they have a Frank Haith?
Where'd
Tim
you get that?
spanks his naughty little rear end. Another great idea would be to shoot video of the spanking, and then you could spend the next 4 to 7 months, quote unquote, editing that video without letting people see it in order to really build up some excitement. Finally, I'd like to sponsor the middle school jealousy feud between the Passport King and KG in O-Town. It's not often that a part-time fill-in can rattle the cage of a veteran with 30 years of experience, but maybe Iggy is worried about a Wally Pip cucksitch taking place right before our very eyes. I'd pay $200 if I could see them settle this quarrel in a mud wrestling match while the Sinbad interview plays on repeat. Just a suggestion. Let me know what you think. That's from the JV golf coach. So he has ideas, Doug.
JV golf coach with some nice ideas.
Goodness. Let's see. We've got Doug. They're coming in fast and
Are they
furious
now?
as we broadcast.
Okay, that's
I guess
good.
they want the Adam Sandler tickets. Nobody should ever mispronounce Tim's name, because after his show today, his name should be pronounced perfect.
No.
And all of this with Grampsy Gramps wanting to meet everybody's favorite Lee Harvey Oswald. That story is faker than Hilaria Baldwin's fake Spanish accent. But this email's about irony. Women, I like them short, in the 5'0" range. So then when I am emailing in with a giant surgation, dreaming about the tall blue sweatered beefcake, I might as well change me status to in a sexual relationship with Doug Vaughn.
Oh.
Because it's a sure bet it's going to happen. That's from Harry, and then the last name, is this Italian? It's Balzania?
Harry. It could be lasagna. Harry Bozanle.
So just to be clear, Iggy thinks the people complaining about his breathing are the ones who deaf and need to get their ears cleaned. Wouldn't it be the people who can't hear the breathing who need to get their hearing checked? Canucks, Brazzers, let's call the whole thing off.
Oh, I like that.
Last month on Pepper and Genie, Iggy complained about having to pick up a key farb in order to do his laundry and didn't understand why management might want to keep a record of the goings and comings and goings at the communal laundry area at his rent-controlled dormitory for the underprivileged.
Oh.
Now he's complaining about having to be the doorman for this laundry area for an attractive lass and a bunch of guys who look like they send D-pics. Would you be more creeped out by some random D-pic sent via text or a voicemail from some neighbor old enough to be your grandpa warning you that he sees some D-pics in your near future? Squirting isn't pee. Double egg yolks aren't chicken diarrhea. Fight me. That's from Buck Swope.
Buck Swope with a nice little email. He's a regular now.
Jackson Moore coming in as we speak, so if you have time and you want to filter him, move him on in.
Not a week, but...
Let's see. TMA has done it again. You may think today's record-breaking numbers were due to the sincere conversation about St. Louis's crime, or maybe the hot-off-the-press news regarding the Cardinals' future broadcaster. But in typical TMA fashion, they chose to disrupt the market with their battle-tested Trojan horse, getting the ball to Iggy and then clearing the floor. As expected, the play call worked when Iggy began arguing with himself over the consistency of a make-believe cake he baked over the weekend, forcing him to reverse engineer a point he was trying to make about whatever the hell is going on with the chickens nowadays in the midst of an absent-minded rant, resulting in the shocking conclusion he came to all by himself that mushy cakes must be linked to chicken diarrhea. The YouTube views began to skyrocket as the world was able to watch a man put his own brain in a blender in real time during a baking argument he was having with himself. Tim, Plowsy, and Doug knew something magical was happening while Iggy squabbled with himself to figure out what he was talking about at the beginning of the double yolk tangent. Just a man, his adorable little Elmer Fudd blouse zipped up to his forehead. And his hastily cobbled together thoughts trying to piece together his original point from the few words and phrases he remembered saying while blathering about something nobody else even remotely interested in discussing. The world sat in awe as Iggy thought to himself, if I could just rediscover what my hijacking was supposed to be about. I can probably salvage this jumbled diatribe into a semi-logical argument, or at least one or two coherent sentences about learn. Anyways, I'd like to have a job where I retell things posted on the internet. By the way, you guys see that thing my 18-year-old buddy SGO Kai posted yesterday? Thanks. That's from Jaguar, Jagayar, and Jaguar.
Jaguar.
And finally, I'll wrestle in mud. That's from KG in O-Town, Doug, and he'll be on the board next week while we are in Jamaica. There it is. That's the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. The question is who is going to get Adam Sandler tickets by winning today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email today?
There were some good ones. Dingle Me Berries wasn't bad. Harry Balzania, Little Vile. I thought the nice little email came from Buck Swope. I'm going to vote for Buck Swope. Turn the mic on.
You're just a rube every day. Jaguar, just keep emailing in. Every day you email in, I'll vote for you. So
every day?
Voting for him.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
I'm put to the test here.
Yeah. There's a nice little email by Buck.
I thought the best one today actually was the JV golf coach.
Oh.
And I know that might be off-brand.
Okay. So is that the Plowsy?
So the Plowhawk is the Speaker of the House, and you're giving out Adam Sandler tickets.
Yeah, it's 100% JV Golf.
Wow!
Dagnabbit, Lucas!
It's really good.
JV Golf Coach has shipped the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, and he's going Adam Sandler on Friday, February 10th.
That was a nice win for him.
What a great win for the JV Golf Coach. I figured I was going to be alone on an island on that one. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate Jaguar, and I like Buck Swope's work, too.
Well, the Jaguar, what gets in the way for me is, and his name is so good that sometimes you ignore, the email wasn't great today. They have been in the past, but you can't just vote it because his name is funny.
I don't even know what it
JV had the
means.
best.
What does it mean?
Iggy was having trouble pronouncing the franchise in Jackson.
Oh.
That was going to be the St. Louis Stallions.
Okay.
The purple and gold of the Stallions. Does anybody come up with
been.
purple and gold since then in sports? Am I
don't
missing
know.
somebody
It's
obvious?
Like TCU,
Lakers.
They were.
But the Lakers were around beforehand.
High school, junior college, and college, all purple and gold.
Really?
All three of my schools I went to are purple and gold.
How about that? What are the chances?
Isn't that crazy?
I still have a Stallions shirt at home with the NFL sticker on it. They were supposed to destroy all those, and I got one.
Nice.
You're sitting on a gold mine there.
Well, make me an offer.
Doug, what are you going to offer?
Oh, is that $10?
$20.
Some guy offered me 100, and I said,
Really? Take it.
You selling fan pages?
No, if somebody said, give me 100 for it, I'll take it.
Well, sure. Take it now.
I'd love to sell and acquire fan pages.
What do you do? I sell fan pages.
Go ahead and DM me.
Your mergers and acquisitions.
Fan pages. Jackson and I are going to have to go deal with a situation down the hallway for an hour.
You go deal with that.
Doug, you're going to be in here doing sound stories.
Yeah, a couple of them.
And then Jackson and I will do QFTA. Your questions, your comments, your erotic stories. You just want to flirt with us. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. And then a sales meeting at 2 o'clock if anyone wants to come by for that. That's what we got.
Okay.
There you go.
Sure.
There it is. There's the itinerary for the day. For the Plow, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Elvin Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.